This should be the sound check. If I did this correctly.
We're still waiting.
Am I sound checked?
We're not.
We should. I know we're waiting. Just give it a second. It has to catch up. Yep. Oh, I forgot to mute my laptop this time. I'm the fool this time. And Chrome EXE is giving me a browser extension that I do not want.
You don't want it?
No.
Why not? What is it? What's the extension?
It's just no good. That's all. But yeah. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome back to Roll Out of Bed. What order does this go in? Jeez. Welcome to Roll Out of Bed, where no matter what time it is,
we just woke up.
I'm your game master Nav,
and I'm your player Ian.
It's been a week or two.
Yeah, it's been a whole week. We missed a week last week.
We did miss a week. That was unfortunate. I tried to. So YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that there was a way to send a notification to all your subscribers, but after about 2 hours of searching, I don't think there is if you have under 10,000 subscribers.
It seems
so. The best I could do was create a discussion tab on our channel and post it there, which maybe one person or two people saw. I don't know. But in the future, that's probably where we'll post updates until we either get 10,000 subscribers or figure out another way to do it.
Yeah.
So for future last minute updates like that, if an episode's not going to go up, probably check there. On that note, we may Ian might be getting a job, so we may be changing the time. It'll probably still stay on Friday.
Yeah. But
we'll probably just shift it earlier or later depending on what his hours end up being. So not a huge deal, but just to be warned, it might shift times.
Of course, that won't change anything for the people who watch later. So
yeah, that's true. If you don't watch it live, that won't change anything. But just the update for those of you who do. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I promised I would tell you what was going on once the podcast started.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Why I was walking around my house with my Zweihander. So the last within the last week, I've been the only one home for like the last 2 weeks, and there has been a person prowling around our house. I didn't think anything at first. Like, I heard some noises in the backyard, and I was just like, during the day, I was just like, oh, it's probably just like the neighbor's backyard, or like something in the alley, or like the cats being stupid and fighting. And then I heard it again, like a second day in a row, and I was like, I'm the only one home. I better just go check that out. And I go out there, and I didn't bring anything because I'm just like in regular clothes, wearing my slippers, and I go out there, and I run into this like 6.5 foot tall man.
Oh.
And he's probably very clearly homeless, maybe not, maybe just very unkempt. He's got like this beard. He's like not a kempt beard, like long, very dirty hair. He's wearing clothes that have holes in them and like visible dirt. And I don't say anything. I just stand there and look at him until he notices me, because he's not facing me. He's just looking around the backyard.
Right.
And he finally turns, he notices me, and he goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "Hi, can I help you?" And he's like, "I'm looking for my dog. My dog got out." And like, no, first of all, he didn't have a leash. There was no dog. There was nothing like that. And I was like, "Oh, did you see your dog around here?" And he's like, "No, I'm just looking." And I'm like, "Okay, that's nice. Can you get off my property?" And he's like, Yeah, no problem. My dog's not here." And I'm like, "Okay, that's that. There's a weird guy. Whatever." Right. The next day,
oh no,
he's back again.
Is he still looking for his dog?
That's true, but this time he upped the illusion. This time he brought a leash.
Oh.
I still don't think he's looking for his dog, because he's still kind of like, I wait again to confront him, and this time I see him like looking in the windows of the back garage, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's where your dog would be. That's where your dog would be. Dogs go into the garage, the locked garage. That's how dogs get in places. You know how dogs are.
You know dogs."
And this time I don't wait for him to say something. I walk up behind him and I go, "Hey," and he turns around and he goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still home," and he's just like, "I'll leave," and I'm like, I didn't even say anything. He's just like, "I'll leave," and I'm like, "Not looking for your dog?" And he just walks off. He does not acknowledge that. Today, actually, no, sorry, yesterday. Right. Yesterday, I got a text from my neighbors on that side, my nice lesbian neighbors. They sent me a text and they're like, "Hey, someone's been prowling around your house." And I was like, first of all, yes, I am aware. The second thing they send me is this morning, like, I don't know when they get up, but they were like, this morning around 6 or 7, there was a white truck parked right outside your house, and some guy just sitting there and looking at it. And as soon as we went to go confront him, he moved to the back of the house. And as soon as we went to confront him there, he drove off.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's not ideal. Later this morning at around 10, so like I was awake to get their text at like 6 or 7, but I wasn't like up yet. I was just awake. Around this is taking a few minutes longer than I expected, but this is a story. Sorry for those of you who come just for the GURPS content. I got a little story. Where was I? Yeah, around 9 or 10. I've kind of gotten up. Like I'm still in my room. I'm still in my pajamas, but like I've munched on something in my mini fridge. I'm watching like a video on YouTube or something. And I hear a doorknob rattle.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh. For a second, I'm still a little groggy, and I'm like, oh, maybe Ian's here. And then I look at the clock, and I'm like, that's 3 hours too early. And then I remember the guy, and I'm like, okay, whatever. It only did it once. It rattled, and like it rattled, and the door like clanked, like somebody was like seeing if it was unlocked. So I grabbed the big Zweihander, right, off the wall,
of course,
because I was like, what's the? First I looked, I was like, what's the most efficient? The rapier, the warhammer, the crossbow? And I'm like, I don't need efficient. I don't want to actually hurt somebody. I just need something intimidating. Yeah. And so I open the door, and I see it's the same guy. The same guy is at the back door with a credit card trying to jimmy the lock open. And I open the door, and he hears me open the door. I'm not stealthy. He sees me holding this big sword. And he does look concerned for a moment. He's got like a good 1.5 feet on me in height-wise.
Right.
But like...
You still have a very
But like, I'm holding a very large sword. I'm a pretty muscular-looking person. Yeah. I'm not intimidating, but like, I could hurt someone. I could definitely hurt someone. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need you to get off my property right now. And he's just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, next time I see you here, I am calling the police, and they will be less understanding than I. I say all this holding a very large sword. And he starts to leave. And then he doesn't. And he just stands at the drive. He's standing like right at the edge of the driveway. And I don't say anything, but I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he just looks at me for like a solid 30 seconds. I'm not saying anything. He's not saying anything. And I'm like, what am I gonna do if he just stands there? Am I gonna hit him with the sword? I'm not gonna hit him with the sword. And then after a full minute of just silence and staring, I reach into my pocket with my offhand, and I start pulling out my phone. Right. And like I start to take a picture of him, and he books it. He books it out of there as soon as I go to take a picture of him. And like, what? So like if he comes back, I don't actually know if I'm gonna call the police first. I should.
You should.
I should.
That's the logical
thing to just call the police. The Home Alone part of my brain says, teach this little man a lesson. But A, I am not Kevin McAllister, and 2, and B, not A and 2, whatever. And 2, I'm gonna go with 2 anyway. That would likely kill a man, and I don't want to I don't really want to be incited for manslaughter, because at that point, I don't think it would be I don't think it's self-defense if it's just breaking and entering.
No, it's not self-defense
unless you have reasonable fear that they would end your life. Yeah.
So that would definitely just be manslaughter.
That would just be manslaughter.
Clean case.
Yep. Straight to jail. Probably not jail.
Unless, of course, you bury him.
I don't know if you go to manslaughter for jail. Reverse that. I think it might just be a fine. No, you probably serve some jail time.
I have a feeling you serve time for killing someone.
Yeah.
If it's not on purpose.
That is true. Okay. Sorry. That wasn't that long. That was like 9 minutes. But sorry about that. For those of you who are watching not live, you can just skip this little segment. Maybe I'll put in the description where the breaking and entering story ends. But yeah. Okay, so as usual, we are playing GURPS. That's the system I use. I'm most comfortable with. I've been playing for about 10 years now. Ian's playing for about 2.5. As usual, if you want to see the character sheet, you can look in the description for Ian's character sheet, Benjamin Newman. And how GURPS is played is it's a 3-dice system that is 3d6, and you want to roll under your skill, under the number you need to succeed. So if you have like a base stat, or if you have like a skill, you want to roll under that. So the higher your skill number is, the better you are, the better your chances are of rolling under it. The only time you want higher, not lower, higher numbers is damage or reaction rolls. I feel like I usually said something else. Did I forget something else this time?
I
don't think so, actually. Oh yeah, we're playing the campaign Brave New World. That's the only thing I think I was forgetting. We already introduced ourselves a little while ago before the home invaders story.
I don't understand how anyone's that bold. Just like,
I don't know. I mean, he probably didn't think I was going to hit him with the sword, because like he's right. I'm not.
But still, to know someone's there
That's true.
consistently and still come back.
They probably don't is the thing, because I only have my scooter out front, and like usually there's the car and the truck when the others are here.
You've proven on multiple occasions that you're still here.
I know, and it's probably only because they're coming during the day. Because if they came at night, they'd see my lights on here like all night. I've been going to bed at like 7 a.m. man, so like my lights are on like all night, but they're not. They're coming in the middle of the day. I don't know. I wouldn't hit him with a Zweihander. No, I'd probably hit him with the hammerhead of the Warhammer. Not the impaling part.
Right.
But I wouldn't kill someone, but I'd break someone's knees.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony.
That's probably illegal.
Take his knees in. Yeah, I think you could harm someone who's entering your home.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, if somebody's in your property, don't you have legal jurisdiction for like whatever happens to them?
I don't know.
No, let's stop. Sorry.
I've never had this problem before. Personally.
Let's stop. Yeah. Summary of last time.
Yes.
Okay. So last time you finished your little conversation with Catherine, who then took you into the ship that it was on, or not ship, sorry, into the little station that was next to the regular space station in that small satellite, that small moon. You got to she said that after you recovered, she would work on fixing the long-range transporters, and in the meantime, you could heal up in one of the regenerative pods.
Yeah.
Shortly after entering the regenerative pod, that was a little hard to say. It took you a little bit longer than you thought to start it up. You hadn't used one in a while. You forgot a little bit. This one wasn't quite the model. But once you got in, you whited out like you have several times before and ended up in that room. It was a little bit different. And this time, after a short inspection, you were met with another individual who you'd never met before, who introduced themselves as Vashim. They introduced themselves as several other titles, but those are for you to note if you'd like.
And I call him Vashim.
Yeah, that's what he said. Oh, assumably that's his name. Maybe not, but that's what, at the very least, that's what he has implied that you are used to calling him.
Yes.
He also called himself a simple traveler, the Arson of Alexandria, and the Source. That's true. He did say that.
He burned the Library of Alexandria. I don't know.
He did not, strictly speaking, say that.
He did call himself the Arson of Alexandria.
That's true.
That is the thing.
He never said that was a literal title.
That is the thing that burned in Alexandria.
That is true. Was it arson?
It might be.
It's a bit far back. Anyway.
He might have just admitted that.
Maybe we shouldn't discuss Alexandria for another 15 minutes, because we will.
We will.
Okay. But yeah, so after that, he more or less gave you were able to ask 8 questions, which you did.
I did.
And after that, he gave you a brief description of what was going to happen, how you had a mission, and you chose out of a string of 5, was it 5 or 6 weapons I presented you with? I believe it was 5.
I think it was 5.
5 weapons. You chose a kind of slingshot deal.
Yeah.
After which you crit your IQ roll.
I did.
Or will roll. I can't. One of the two.
One of
and
them.
you gain some information about who this person originally was. Briefly. And then you were sent on the mission, which led you to a war that took place. That's taking place apparently according to your timepieces that traveled with you, and the ones you arrived with, because you arrived with gear that you didn't necessarily have.
Yeah.
If the date is to be believed, it takes place 8 years after the year which you left, on the 3rd moon of Kachanya, which is a planet in wild space. After a brief series of stints, I think you'd call them, on the battlefield, you arrived at the location you were designated to go to, and you were confronted by a figure who, according to the files you were given, is known as the Warhammer of Korthol.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we left off.
In my notes, he is labeled as Big Boy Cyber Arm Crimson Warhammer, of course.
He is quite large.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, without his sheet open, he's 8 something,
which is much taller than I am.
That's much taller than an average man.
Yeah.
It's much taller than Shaquille O'Neal, even.
Indeed, who is a very tall man.
That's true. Probably not the tallest man.
No, he's not. The tallest man is like
9 foot something.
Yeah.
And not very healthy.
No.
Because you shouldn't be that tall.
No, it's very bad for you.
It's very bad for you.
Yes,
bad for your bones, bad for your heart, bad for your
lungs,
soul. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's bad for your soul.
I don't think it has anything.
It's gotta stretch it out.
Your soul's too small. You can't reach.
Soul too small. You need bigger one.
You can't reach your whole body. You cut off your feet. You're fine.
That's how it works.
Souls aren't there.
Souls not in your souls are in your feet. Souls are in your feet, you liar. The soul's right there. That's where you keep it. You liar.
I almost got you.
Almost. But yeah.
Okay.
And the final part of the summary is, if you recall, your mission was to A, take care of this outpost and change the tide of the war, and B,
Jade.
Protect Jade Armitage, correct. Who preferably would not see your presence, if that's possible. Obviously, you haven't encountered them yet. They're supposed to be here, and rescuing somebody usually involves them knowing your presence, but you'll see what you can do.
Yeah, maybe I'll just be really sneaky and hide behind them the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, he dropped down behind you and, look who has come to play.
I don't want to play. I don't like games. My battle cry.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. But yeah, I was going to say roll initiative. That doesn't happen in this game.
No.
What is your, I can open your sheet. I need to see your basic speed. I think it's just 5.
Just 5.
Just
not
5.
Fast.
He is going to, unless you have combat reflexes. I don't think so. Okay, he is going to act first then.
I'm neither fast nor am I
Combat based. Yeah, it was still worth a little look. It's always possible. You can have reflexes and not be a fighter.
That's true.
Okay, let's see. He's going to act first. Okay. He's quick. He's attempted to quick draw a weapon from his belt with his hand that, for the full description summary, for those who don't remember, he's like 8 feet tall, very burly guy. And he's got one arm is just this large kind of crimson colored, this metallic, almost rectangular pillar kind of that just it extends about half a foot longer than his other arm, and it's just that's replacing his right arm. So with his left arm, he reaches down, and it looks like he tries to fast draw, but he kind of fumbles it a little bit, and he has to catch it. And he's drawn out what looks like kind of like a sawed-off shotgun, almost.
Oh, great. Yeah.
It is your turn, because he did fumble that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Got a little text?
That was Lena.
That was Lena. Oh, no. Get out of here.
D&D boys.
Oh, no.
It was just an emoji.
That's no good. No. Okay.
Okay, so can I take an aim maneuver?
You can, at where? Or just him in general?
I want to shoot at where his cybernetic arm meets his flesh part.
Oh, okay.
So, like his shoulder.
Okay, yeah. So let's see. Arm is regularly
arm.
-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a joint. So we're gonna add an extra -2 for a -4. He is. Oh, he does have a size modifier +1, so that's -3. Yeah, that's reasonable. Go for it. -3.
I can do that.
Assumably.
I'm not very good, but I.
Oh wait. Sorry, you're aiming.
I am aiming.
So that's a full turn. Unless you were just saying that's where you're gonna hit.
Yeah, no, that's.
Were you actually taking
I'll
a
take
maneuver?
the maneuver.
Sorry, it's been a little weak. Okay.
Okay, that's what
I led you astray there. That was my fault.
That's all right.
Okay.
Getting back in the groove.
Okay. Yeah. So he kind of sees you pull this thing out and you're kind of aiming down a sight. Well, not a sight, but you're eyeing a specific spot.
Right.
So he's leveling up this. He kind of puts his metallic arm in front of him and he kind of braces the shotgun type weapon on it. I don't think you have a gun skill.
Nope.
Okay, so I would let you have a roll to see what this was, but yeah, you don't really know.
No.
It's a gun, but
It's definitely a gun.
it's definitely a gun.
Has
It's
all the gun
definitely
parts.
not a pistol. That's all you got. So he's leveling this at you, and he's gonna fire. So he's gonna hit you if you don't make a little dodge.
Okay. Can we parry bullets?
No, you don't even have something to parry with.
I'll parry it with my arm.
You're regular.
No, I failed by 2.
Okay, I was gonna say your regular human arm. I'm like, oh wait, no,
No,
the
my
other
other
one,
one.
the other one,
My slightly translucent.
slightly translucent. Yeah, it's in a suit, so
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so you attempt to sidestep out of the way. The ground is a little bit rocky. It's a little bit unstable. It is very much a lunar surface, and gravity, as I said before, is a little bit off from what you're used to. It seems like the suit's mostly compensating for it, but there's variables. And as you kind of sidestep, you stumble a bit, and the shot hits you right, not right in the center of gravity, sorry, right kind of at the base of your feet and the bottom of your legs, and you see this kind of purple-ish, kind of gooey material kind of stick to the bottom of your legs into the ground. You would recognize this as a tangler round.
That's bad news.
It is, and he's gonna try to do something to get another action. We'll see if he does.
Don't do it.
Ooh. Okay, no. You see, it looks like he moves really quickly for a second, and like after a moment, you hear very soft like a, ugh, and he kind of like puts his hand to his head like he has a headache. Whatever he was trying to do did not work.
Yes.
So it is you again. The upper half of your body is free to movement. The bottom half, you can't move and you can't use your legs unless you want to take a maneuver to either escape them or use strength to break free.
I'm just gonna shoot at him.
Okay, go for it.
Where I was trying to.
So yeah, you'll get a +3 for aim and a -3, just straight on.
Straight on. All right, roll well. That wasn't bad. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That isn't bad. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. So that's. Oh wait, he gets to defend. I forgot.
He does get to defend.
Sometimes I'm so into the narrative, I forget that people can do things.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, that's a. So that's gonna make that a miss by 1. So you're still gonna hit, but you're gonna hit torso instead.
That's okay.
Okay, so roll 5d for me.
5D. I can do that. Wow, that was not a great roll.
Yeah, well.
2, 6, 12.
Okay, yeah. So you almost hit the shoulder, but he moved slightly, just enough to make the hit kind of not grazing, but not hit your target location.
Right.
And it hits him like right near the shoulder, but more so right around the like the upper pectoral area.
That's okay.
And your arrow hits, and it looks like he has some thin armor plating. He's almost shirtless, is what I'm going to say.
Right.
Like this is a trace atmosphere, so obviously not exactly, but it looks like he isn't really. He's wearing just kind of like a t-shirt, but he has like an energy kind of barrier around him.
Right.
And you see the thing penetrates the energy barrier, and it sticks into him a little bit, but it definitely doesn't go all the way in or all the way through. But it's in him a bit.
That's okay. Well,
So you've dealt some damage, and likely the follow-up will do something.
that's better than not.
Okay. So yeah, let's see. Let's roll IQ to see if he knows to take that out. He did well, but I don't think he has any reason to suspect that these are detonating. Let me look at his skills really quick. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, he's not that smart.
He will soon.
Yeah, I think his roll would more. He rolled well, but not well enough. I think his instincts would say don't take it out because bleeding, rather than take it out because it's gonna explode.
That would make sense.
Because that's not a logical thing to expect, really.
No, not usually.
No.
You're like, sharp object will bleed.
Yeah, will bleed. 10 out of 10 will bleed. Okay, so it is his turn again, and he's going to. Okay, so he sees that you didn't try to escape. He kind of drops the shot. He drops it, but it's on a lanyard. You can see it kind of hangs a little bit below his belt.
Right.
So it was looped around something there, and even at his belt level, there's no real worry about it hitting the ground because of how tall he is. And so you see him drop that, and he brings the big kind of metallic arm forwards a little bit. He's too far away to hit you from this distance. Right. He's not terribly far away, but he's a few yards, and even for how tall he is, that's a stretch. But he kind of levels it forward. And you see him mutter something. It's too far away to hear, unless you have like lip reading or something. But you see him mutter something, and he just has his arm kind of pointed forwards.
I feel like it's gonna like rocket out. I'm very worried.
And that is his entire turn.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use this turn to try and break free.
Okay. Do you have an escape skill, or would you just like to use strength?
I'll just be using strength.
You are in a powered suit, so that will provide you with a bonus 12.
Okay, well, that's good.
So that'll make your strength 22. So give me a little roll.
Okay.
Hopefully don't roll an 18. That is pretty bad.
But it could be worse.
What is that?
That's a 12, 13.
13. So that makes that a success by 9. Okay.
Not great.
Not quite enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a higher or lower. Okay.
Lower.
Okay, so you're able to break one of your legs free. The other one is still a little bit caught. So you have a little bit of movement. You can pivot a bit. You can take maybe a step maneuver. But that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well,
so it could be worse.
Could be worse.
You could have failed entirely, but you did okay. Let's see.
This is where he takes half of my body off.
Oh, geez. Okay, no. He seems to stay. He's staying at the same position. He mutters something else, which give me a perception roll. Actually, it's a little louder this time. He's still a few yards away, and you're still in trace atmosphere.
That's not bad. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So success by 2.
Success by 2. Yeah.
Not quite, unless you have. No, you have penetrating voice, not acute hearing.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you see his lips moving, and you actually hear it this time. You don't hear the words, but you can hear vocal sounds. It's still a little bit too far, a little too muffled through the suits and through trace atmosphere. Yeah. But you're able to recognize it as common, at least. You can tell he's not speaking something else.
Oh, that's comforting.
It is you again. You are still about sorry, I need to look at my thing list. Yeah, you are still about 5. Is that right? Yeah, you're about 5 yards away still.
Yeah.
You're close. You're not that close. You're like 15 feet. It's about how much a yard is.
Approximately.
About 3 feet.
I think
Mhm.
I'm just gonna try and get my other leg out.
That's fair. Give me strength roll. You'll definitely have a bonus because you've broken through some of it and your other leg's free now.
Wow. That was
Is the bonus gonna help?
That was one worse than last time.
Okay, so how much is that?
That's a 14.
Okay. That wouldn't usually be enough, but I'm gonna give you a little bit something because you did break your other leg out already. I will accept that it's a bit damaged. That still might not be enough, so we're gonna give you a higher or lower.
Okay. Let's go with another lower.
Yeah, you did it that time. Okay. So you managed to pull your leg out. I'm gonna say, yeah, you pull it out a little abruptly. You stumble a little bit, but you managed to catch your bearings. And he is, let's see. Okay. You see he mutters something else. Yeah, it's the same thing as last time. Something brief, not very long. But this time you do see he raises his other hand kind of to his ear, as if like you know the gesture, like when he puts 2 fingers up to his ear, kind of the generic like universal like, oh, I'm wearing an earpiece or something like that, and like this is how I activate it when it's not always on.
Get down, Mr. President.
And he says, let's see. Okay. You don't hear what he says actually. You can tell he's probably sub-vocalizing because you can see kind of like he's very muscular. You can kind of see like throat moving because just he's ripped and like talking. You can usually see a person's neck, like their throat kind of moving, but this guy's very accentuated. You can tell he's sub-vocalizing, but he's not speaking outwardly.
What a jerk! He should
tell me what he's thinking.
If you have something to say, say it to the whole class.
Is that out loud?
What?
Was that in character?
That was in character.
Okay.
I said that.
Oh, it's you again, though.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to back up from him a bit.
Okay. How much?
Maybe.
I mean, you can do a maximum of 5 yards further.
Yeah, well, only like 2 yards.
Okay, so that'll
too far away from him.
That'll put you at 7 yards, which will give you an extra -1. Well, you also give him an extra -1. So, yeah, that is what you do.
Yeah.
You are. I'm just reminding you where you are. You are in this kind of outpost, which probably has about it's roughly rectangular, but I'm going to use diameter anyway because it's easiest. It probably has a roughly 45-yard diameter. So it's not massive, but you definitely have some space to move around. Right.
Good little arena.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I want.
Okay, so that's your hero turn. I will say, just remember presenting you with your options because it's been like a week or two since you played. If you take a move maneuver, the only thing you can do another thing, but the only thing you can do extra is an all-out defense, dodge if you'd like to, or you can just move.
I think I'll just move.
Okay. All right, sure. So he's gonna. Let me roll IQ for him again. Okay. I need to look at your character sheet again. Just a second. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Yeah. So he kind of looks at you for a moment after the things, and he takes his ear away. He takes his hand away from his earpiece, and back down, kind of like not quite bracing the metal arm, but almost like it's even for him. It looks like it's pretty heavy,
right?
For this big dude. And he says, "All right, I share with class 5."
See now, ominous countdowns are not friendly. To be friends with someone, you say hello. What's your name? My name is whatever your name is. So, like, I would say, hello, my name is Benjamin Newman. Lovely to meet you. What's your name?
Okay.
Why am I talking to him?
I don't know. That's just kind of who Newman is.
That's just what he does.
That's just kind of who Newman is.
He sure is. He's friendly, you know? I guess. And then I'll level my weapon at him.
Okay. Is this another aim, or are you actually going to shoot?
I think I'm just gonna
aim and knock a thing, or
yeah. I think
you have moved a few more yards away, so you will have an extra minus for your hitting this time.
I'm gonna aim. What place can I aim?
For many, you can aim for many places in life.
Yeah, I was just checking.
I know. I'm just
negative
saying things.
Yeah. I think I'll just aim at him.
Okay.
Not in a specific place.
That's fair. So just general torso then. Yeah. Actually, if you're just aiming at him, do you want torso or random hit location?
I'll take a random hit location, actually.
Okay. I just,
'Cause-
I'm not sure if that works with aim. I'm not gonna bother to check it right now. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you can aim for just a person in general and not necessarily have a specific heading.
Okay. We can always.
That's
change
my
it
little
later.
claim. If that's not right based on the rules, I don't care. I've been playing for 10 years. I can do what I want at this point.
You're allowed to change the.
I'm
game.
allowed to change things to my will. Strictly speaking, I am. That is how being the game master works.
That's literally the point of you.
Okay.
Train dice.
What was the end of your sentence? You said my name is
My name is
Benjamin
Benjamin
Newman, and did you say something else after
it's
that?
nice to meet you. What's yours?
Okay. I thought.
I think that's what I
Okay.
ended it.
Yeah. Sorry. I had something and I blanked on it. That's fine. Okay. So he still has this thing leveled at you. Yeah. He says, "Fine. My name is Mikhail Gorovich, and I have no intention of friendship." 4.
What was his last name? Gorovich.
Gorovich. Yeah. You're writing this down.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, Misha.
I don't know why he bothered to tell you,
I don't know.
but I rolled for it.
I
And
asked him.
he decided he would.
Well, Misha.
God. Oh, that is Misha's name,
that's
isn't it?
Misha's name.
I forgot.
That's Misha.
I blanked on that. I forgot his name wasn't Misha.
No, Misha's the shortened version of Mikhail.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I know that.
I just forgot. That's all. Okay.
Oh, great. And I guess I'll say, well, if you don't want to be friends, you're not a very nice person, now are you? And then I'm gonna shoot at
God,
you.
what the hell is Newman doing? All right.
He doesn't know.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, you're shooting at him.
Yep.
Roll to hit. You can get a -3 for range, which I am keeping track of.
Right. That
Ooh,
was really bad.
That's a critical,
That's a critical
failure, my
failure.
boy. All right, roll on the critical failure table.
all right.
Luckily, it's ranged, so that you probably won't hurt yourself.
That's
But
3D again, yeah.
yeah, 3D again.
Okay,
That's a 14.
14.
Let me take a little look see real quick.
Woo!
This is a. I need to open my. That's the wrong table. No, Yugi, help me. Okay.
Yugi.
What'd you roll? 14.
Yep.
Oh wait, I'm rolling on the wrong table. Sorry. This should be malfunction, not critical miss. That's my bad. Okay. Okay. Does that make sense in this scenario? According to that, the recoil would knock the weapon out of your hand. This doesn't really have recoil. I'm gonna say it just kind of. I'm just gonna say you managed to drop it.
Okay.
It fires oddly. The arrow was either knocked incorrectly or the elastic kind of snapped back in a way you weren't expecting and hit your wrist. It just kind of like it fell out of your hand. You didn't quite. Your shot goes high.
Well, that's not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
That's the roll of the dice.
Okay. Let's see. And at this point, you can give me another perception.
Okay. That's not great. That's 10, 11, 12. So
Okay. That's
just.
yeah. That's just on. That's on. That's good enough. Your throat. At this point, you're just noticing now. You can see kind of the metal. You've been looking at the metallic arm, obviously, because it's pretty large, and he's a pretty large guy.
Yeah.
You can see it's already kind of this dark crimson red kind of color, kind of almost rust-like in tone. And as you're looking at it now, you can see it's almost getting a little bit brighter, almost not like it's emitting light, but more like how metal looks when it's red hot. It was hard to notice at first, kind of because it's already this kind of rusty red color. But you can tell definitely it's beginning to glow a little bit. For what reason you're not? I don't think you'd be entirely sure. You can infer or assume whatever you'd like, but
I can.
Newman cannot know with certainty unless he has some very strange skills I'm not aware of. Not to my knowledge.
He has understand metal arm.
That's a good skill. Is that a hobby skill?
It's a hobby skill.
Okay, cool. I should put that on a character now. Honestly, that would come in handy more times than I'd like to admit in a sci-fi campaign.
Mm-hmm. I have knowledge of cybernetics, but only arms.
Only arms.
Only arms.
Honestly, that's probably a realistic specialization.
Yeah.
People lose arms surprisingly often.
That's probably one of the most common things to lose.
I think you probably lose arms more often than you lose legs.
Well, because
You're putting them in places.
Yeah, you're manipulating things with
Yeah.
your arms. You're just holding yourself up with your legs.
Yeah, that's true. You need those for.
Walking.
Who needs that?
Christopher.
He does? Why specifically? Oh, Christopher Walken! Oh, you got me again! Ah. You played me like a fiddle.
That was a golden opportunity.
Oh, you took it. Dang it. All right. Well, it is your turn. Oh no, it's not. Sorry.
It's his turn.
I forgot because I told you about his arm. That wasn't his turn. His
was
turn
having
wasn't
an arm.
his turn wasn't look at my arm. It's close. That was not his turn. That was very much not his turn.
Is he gonna ominously count down more?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of almost under his breath again, but it's loud enough that he's not hiding it because at this point you know what it is. At this point he quietly you do hear him say 3 again. Not again, but he says 3 quietly more quietly.
You know,
he's not yelling anymore.
I have a really bad idea.
Go for it. What is it?
And I'm gonna run directly up to him.
Okay. Let's see. You are 7 yards away now. You can't make it all the way there in one turn.
I want to get as close to him as I possibly can.
Okay. You can get within. Let's see. You can get within 3 yards. Oh, let's see. 7 minus 5. That's 2 yards. You can get within 2 yards of him. Actually, you can't get up to his main body, but he is tall enough that his limbs do extend to that reach. So you could reach his outstretched arm, but not him.
That's okay.
Okay.
I just want to be close to him.
Oh, your whole turn's just running?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, so you get up to him. He is, let's see. He still has Okay. Yeah, so it's much as you get closer to him, you're very close now. You're in this sealed powered suit, so you can't actually feel it, but you can kind of see the readings on like the sides of your HUD. You can tell that radiation and temperature has gone up as you approached him on your suit. Not like significantly, but enough that your suit's picking it up.
All right.
Okay, I caught it. I didn't drop it this time.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's gonna. It looks like he's actually just swinging for a regular punch with his other hand, kind of right. Yeah, I'm gonna say at your head because that's honestly kind of at that level for him with how tall you are. Yeah, it's not gonna give him a plus or anything, but that's just kind of the most logical place for him to hit. Yeah. It looks like he kind of tries to keep the arm aimed on you, and as you come into range, he tries to take a step back, but he can't in time, and you're kind of in the radius of that.
Good. That's exactly what I wanted.
And so he's just gonna try to hit you with his regular human hand, which may still hurt. He's pretty strong. Probably not for a powered suit, but he might knock you back at least. Let's see. That's fine. It's landed on the hard floor. I can still see a number. He is gonna hit you if you don't dodge.
I'll try to
or parry. Realistically, it's just a fist, but
yeah, I'll try to dodge.
Okay. Is that
that's a fail by
2? Okay, that is not quite enough. Yeah.
No.
I was gonna give you a little bit of a plus, but not quite. Yeah, so he's gonna hit you. A little more dice. Let's see, so your strength with the suit is 22. So to knock you back, he'd have to deal at least 20 damage. Okay. That's potentially possible if he rolls well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not quite. Yeah, he rolled 2 5s and a 6 and then 2 1s. That is not enough.
That's not gonna
almost help. His first 3 numbers were promising.
They were, but those ones.
That's 16, 17, 18. That's 2 damage off. Oh, Mikhail, you failed me. Okay, yeah. So he hits you pretty squarely. It is a solid hit right in your faceplate. It doesn't quite dent it or anything, but it's definitely a registral impact. Not enough to knock you back, but yeah, it's disorienting, but not enough to cause any real minuses. It's just like a whoa, that was a good punch.
Good hit, bro.
Yeah.
You lift.
Yeah. You hear he doesn't say 2 this time. He looks a little more worried. Not like concerned, but just kind of like, oh, this is not what I wanted.
That's good.
Okay, it's your turn again.
Okay, this time I want to get right up next to him.
Okay, that's 2 more yards. I'm gonna say you can do that in a step realistically.
Okay,
because yeah, at least enough to reach him. Maybe not physically touching him, but you could reach him. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
I want to be very close to him.
Okay.
Especially if that arm goes off.
Okay.
And then I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look up at him and go, so Misha, what does that arm do?
Is that your whole turn?
That's my whole turn.
Okay.
Am I making good choices? No. Am I making choices?
No, you're not. You're not making bad choices either. You're just making choices.
I am making choices.
Let me think a second. What is he gonna do?
I don't know if he's ever encountered someone being as dumb as I am being right now.
Okay. I think. Okay, so here's what he's gonna try to do. He's gonna try to do that thing he tried to do earlier when he had a headache and it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna try that first. That's a yes this time. Okay. So first he's kind of he punched you and he saw that didn't really do anything. This time he's kind of you see he lifts a leg up, knee bent. He's just gonna like try to smack you right in the torso. Just give a solid kick, just a shove, more of a shove than a damaging kick.
Right.
So he's gonna see if he can hit with that. That's gonna be a yes. So you can either dodge or I'd say you can parry, yeah, but I don't think you really have. I think your dodge is probably better.
I have a feeling dodge is probably a higher chance of success. Not great, but higher. Hey,
Is that below 8?
That 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. That is below 8. You have successfully dodged that. You kind of side. Yeah, you kind of do a duck, and it kind of he's tall enough that it kind of goes over your shoulder. And he doesn't. He almost loses his balance, but he does not look happy at that. And the second thing he does, he just kind of. You see, he bends his knees and he takes just like a jump back.
Oh.
And he gets back about 4 yards. So he's now 4 yards away from you, and he says 1, and it is your turn again.
All right, I'm gonna
still pointed at you.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna run up to him, right as close as I can get.
Okay.
If I'm getting hit by something, he's getting hit by it too.
I don't think that's how it works, but all right. Yeah. Okay. So you're just running. That's the only action you want to take is running up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
no, that's fine. That's fine. If that's your turn, that's your turn. I'm just thinking.
Also, my logic is if his arm is like farther out, he can't it doesn't look flexible.
No, the joint is at the shoulder.
Exactly. So like if I'm farther than that, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna try one more thing. Okay. So he has one more chance to do this.
He's got one more trick up his sleeve.
So he is. This time he has his other fist. I mean his only fist that his arm that has a hand. It kind of swings in for you, open paw, and you see he's kind of reaching right for your neck. And let's see.
Oh, poorly.
He's gonna hit.
Well, trying.
So let's see if you can dodge this one.
One good roll.
Okay.
One good roll. That's a 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Almost. Unfortunately, he was doing a deceptive attack, so you're not quite enough. Almost. After you missed the first one, he kind of he doubled down on the like, oh, he's a slippery little lad. So you could have, but just missed it, unfortunately. So yeah, he reaches in, he kind of snags you right in the neck, and let's see if he can do more than one thing. I'd love if he can. Oh, dice, don't do that. Oh, he can. Okay. And he give me a strength roll.
Okay.
As a quick contest.
He's gonna be stronger than me.
Well, you do have a power 2 and he doesn't.
That's true, he's very strong. I didn't roll great.
You both rolled poorly, but let's see what I actually do need to know yours.
11, 12.
Okay, you both rolled very poorly. He beat you by 1.
Dang.
Okay. So he lifts you into the air with his other hand by the neck. Obviously you're a power 2, so it doesn't actually do anything, but you're in the air. You're kind of you have your hands against his. You're kind of struggling to pull it free, keep your feet on the ground. You don't quite manage. And he kind of lifts you up, and he just barely manages to get you past the edge of the other, almost past the edge of the other arm, kind of against it. Yeah. He kind of gets your face almost against the front of it, not quite. And you can feel your suit readings are getting very hot, very, very what's what I'm looking for? You're getting a lot of radiation readings.
I just now realized I never picked up my weapon. That thought never registered in my head.
Yeah.
I'm unarmed.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all right. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. It registered me.
I'm sure you realized. I didn't.
I mean, that's reasonable to forget in the heat of battle, especially if you suddenly get the plan. Oh, I'm gonna run up to him.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a horrible plan.
It wasn't.
You just weren't quite evasive enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, he reaches this thing up, and he has like a smug look on his face, and he just very simply says, "Time is up, little man. 0." And you see your radiation readings and your heat readings suddenly spike incredibly. And you see this thing gets really bright, almost blindingly so. Not quite blindingly so, but you see it's getting very hot and very radioactive. and you see almost you're only like maybe an inch from this thing, from the front of this thing, where he has your face almost pressed against it, and you see as it gets very bright, almost everything comes. You see his expression. He's kind of moving. He's almost chuckling. You see his muscles. His muscles are like rippling. He's a very ripped guy. When he moves, you see it happening, and you see everything almost kind of comes to a slows down very, very almost imperceptibly, but then very quickly. And his chuckles become very slow, labored movements. And suddenly it looks like he comes to a stop and his expression is frozen in this position. And you see this almost shaft of light, almost laser-like in appearance, almost a few millimeters from the front of your face. And his grip doesn't loosen, but you see he's no longer moving. And suddenly it's suddenly gotten very quiet.
Oh, I am uncomfortable with this. Can I try and free myself from his grasp?
You can attempt to roll a strength.
I will do that.
Uncontested.
Roll well.
That's not well.
Not well.
But
it was 14.
that's still a success by 8 with your powered suit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you managed to more so weasel your way out almost. Then his grip is still pretty strong, even if he's not actively moving. And he has it clenched around your thing. You're able to kind of move the suit around in a way. It's more so like you're trying to get a piece of furniture through a door. It's more so like you're finding like
the angle,
the ways you can get it out rather than actually prying yourself loose, because his grip is very tight on you even so. But you managed to slip out and you managed to weasel. You kind of weasel your way out. He goes, and you hear a voice behind you go, "Well, I didn't expect a mitigator here of all places."
Do I recognize that voice?
You don't actually.
Oh.
This is a voice you haven't heard before.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. So I'm on the ground now.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
You see, he still has his hand almost in a reached out position, almost above his head, and you see the other arm is pointed like that. So it's kind of at an upward angle, kind of going up and where you would be.
I would like to turn around while stepping to the side to kind of get farther away from where I was.
Yeah, so just kind of like you're wheeling around as you step back.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at the figure then, or the voice? Obviously, you know it's a figure now as you turn around. But yeah, just a voice.
Oh,
that's all.
That's new.
Just a voice. Okay, you're hearing those now. No, it's a figure. Yeah. So as you turn around, you see this kind of not terribly tall figure, but you notice. Actually, no, you might not. Give me a perception roll. You'll know if you see this or not.
I will do that
before I say anything.
I don't see anything.
No, you don't. That's a 14. That's a failure rate 2.
Yes.
You feel some. You look at him and you feel something's a little bit off, but you can't quite place it. You look at this figure. You see this not terribly tall figure. Actually, let me see your height. Is he a little shorter than you? Yeah, a little. He's about 4 inches shorter than you are. This figure. They're wearing what looks like. Actually, give me a roll for that.
Okay.
Give me a. Do you have heraldry? Do you have?
No.
Do you have soldier? Do you have? Let me look at your skills really quick. Spacer?
Theology.
I'll give you a spacer -2.
Okay.
So 11, yeah.
I can roll that.
Yeah, that's an 11. Yeah. Okay. So you can recognize this as what looks like more or less a sanctioned amalgamate military uniform. You'd probably have seen this before. You know the sanctioned amalgamate. It's the cluster of the three main political powers throughout the system. So Artemis, Draxus, and the Elonian Society. And you've probably seen their uniform before. It's fairly common. They each have their own individual militaries, but this is kind of like the UN, like the joint force. Right. And you can tell, you don't quite know how high up he is, but like based on like the stripes and like the badges, you can tell it looks pretty high up. The figure is pretty pallid in tone, definitely human, but pretty pallid. And they have kind of like this, they have blonde hair, more like bleached, like beach blonde than natural. And it's kind of up, it's short, maybe like 1 or 2 inches, and it's kind of up in like almost a spiky, like kind of 90s style. Not literally 90s, but kind of, it's not like the horrible, who are the frosted tips, but it's kind of like, it's more unkempt, almost like bedhead, but definitely intentional, you can tell. And this figure is there, and they're just kind of eyeing you. Currently, they said that, and now they're just eyeing you for a moment, seeing what you'll do. After you turn around.
Well, I gave Misha advice. I should probably take it. Hello, I'm Benjamin Newman. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Oh, a talkative one. That's better than the last one. Well, right to it then, are we? Let me see. I have to actually make a reaction roll. Let's see. Damn. Okay. What the? I've never rolled that high of a reaction roll naturally. Let me look at that. And you talk, so you get your voice advantage.
I did.
Oh, geez. This could be very good for you, actually.
Yay.
That's a... Not. Oh, let's see. +4. Let's see. So that's 16 +4 is. Oh, geez. You got excellent. You got the best reaction you can get.
Yes.
So what was this? This was general reaction. Yeah, you're not trying to do anything.
No.
Unless this was a request for information. Would you count that as a request for information? What's your name? I don't know.
Not really.
Not quite. This is more general reaction. Extremely impressed by the PCs. Okay, yeah, sure. So he actually, yeah. So basically, this, talkative one. He doesn't have an accent. That was my bad. A talkative one. That's much better than the last one. Well, I don't quite have an answer for you there, seeing as we're more of a gestalt than anything else. I suppose you'd call us Orexis. What was that little O, Ian?
That's out of character. Previous experience.
You never met this figure before, even out of character.
I know, but that name.
You've heard the name before.
The
though,
name
yes.
makes me upset.
I mean, you would be aware of that name, obviously, because that's one of the. They're not a government themselves, but they hold a lot of kind of political sway, a lot of powerful clout, right. I guess I'd say. But the Orexis contingency is more of a political figure than a person, to your knowledge, in character. This figure is certainly claimed to have that name. Which is as well.
Orion, Eddie.
Ryu.
I'm
not gonna tell you the rest.
Xenon.
Just the element? Just the element. Xenon's become sentient? Just the element?
Yeah.
Please don't make up things for the last two.
Abigail.
Very average names we're getting today. Xenon, Abigail.
And Simon.
And Simon. Simon Cowell?
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon Cowell's probably psychic.
Yeah.
He's very angry.
He's very angry. He's less angry now.
Is he less angry now?
He's
is he angry in real life or just in his shows? What do you think?
Shows. Of course, that's all he ever
just
does.
Like Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
He's pretty nice to kids anyway.
He's nice to kids.
This is not on topic. But yeah.
Now this man's Gordon Ramsay.
He's really not. He's really not. He looks like... I don't know how to say this right. He looks like he'd be named Blake. He's not, but that's just kind of like... Does that give you an image in your mind somehow? But not like a jock Blake.
Right.
Yeah, he's smaller. But yeah, I don't know why that was my description. I gave you another description. That's not the only description you get. But yeah, he just says, well, strictly speaking, we're not supposed to interfere, but this is a bit too amusing to hold back on this one, and if I'm right here, you're not supposed to cut it this close. Then again, this isn't supposed to be happening at all. This isn't how things were supposed to go down. Someone's messing with things, as always.
You know, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just going to smile and nod and pretend like I do.
Of course you wouldn't. First day on your job, they're not going to tell you anything, are they?
No.
Just savage race. All right, well, I can't mess with things too much, so I'd best be out of here. I'm going to give you 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, everything's going to go back to how it was. Plan your next actions wisely, Mitigator.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, and I don't know if I should hope to meet again or not. So,
well, I do like you.
It was nice seeing you this time, at least.
Best to you, Newman. Though for your sake, I hope we don't meet again. You didn't introduce yourself.
I
Sorry.
did. I was about to.
I saw you do.
I was like, no.
I saw you do the face like, how did you know my name? And I'm like, you told him.
I did. I told him. I was about to be really confused. And I was like,
you did tell him.
I did tell him. It was wonderful meeting you, person whose name I do not know.
And yeah, you see, he kind of does like not like a bow, but like a head nod,
right.
And they disappear. Not like in the way that like somebody's just gone, but you would recognize this as psionic kind of. More or less teleportation, if not. So you could recognize it as it's not quite instantaneous. And things are still frozen. If his promise is to be believed, you have 10 minutes.
All right. Then I would like to go and get my weapon first of all.
Okay, that takes you like maybe 5-10 seconds.
I figured. So in this space, you said there was a building?
It's kind of like this compound around, and you can see it's kind of like the walls are like larger, and there's like rooms within the walls, if that makes sense.
Right.
You can see there's about probably only like 4 rooms, and the rest is just, it looks like hallways, kind of like guard things, if that makes sense, patrol areas.
Yeah. Do I see like what looks like a main entrance?
You kind of come in the main entrance.
As in, like, to the actual interior.
They don't seem to be connected, other than the like guard patrol hallways. So there's like 4 rooms, 1 on each wall. If that makes sense. Of the 4 is kind of roughly rectangular.
Do they have any labeling, like a?
It looks kind of scrounged together, like it's made of wooden material, which is, let's see, it's a possibility, but unlikely.
Maybe they had some paint.
There's some labeling, but I'm gonna have to give you a higher or lower because that itself was unlikely. So this next part is gonna be a higher or lower.
Higher.
Okay, it actually is in common.
Yes.
It's not in core thin like you suspected it might be. Yeah. So what are you looking for? Or do you just want to know what each of them is?
I just want to know what each of them are.
Okay. There's armory, barracks, not brig. What would they call it? Brig's only on a ship.
Holding.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't write that down, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Kind of like. I'll just say. I don't know what I want to say. I'll say POCs. POWs. Sorry, POCs. That's not right. That's not the word I wanted.
That's not.
I started the P. I got P and O right, and then my brain forgot the last word. Prisoners of war, POWs. And then the last room is unlabeled.
All right, I'm gonna go to the prison one.
Okay. So you head over there. That takes about a minute to get there.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Well, it takes a minute with grabbing your weapon. Altogether. So you get there. There's not a door so much as a doorway, but as you step inside, you can see there is what looks like 3 small. Yeah, I'd say for cells they're small. 3 small cells, kind of like they're barred with metal, and the walls around them are wooden. It looks like the walls have been like chipped at, like they have some dents, and like you can see there's like shards of wood on the ground, but like not enough to break through them. You see 3 figures. You do see 2 men and a woman. More of a girl, actually.
Jade, Jason, and Mark.
That is, yeah, you recognize each of them as Jade, Jason, and Mark. You didn't actually get a. That's fair. You woke up an hour ago. That would have been when our episode started. Yeah. So you recognized all of them. Jade actually looks much younger than the image you were given. You think it might have been either professionally staged or it was just a really weird angle. Jade looks quite young. You'd wager somewhere from 14 to 18. So not like young, right. But like for a soldier,
not a child, but not really.
For a soldier, unexpected.
Yeah, especially for a specialist.
Yeah.
Okay. And do I only see them?
You see these 3. Yeah, that is all who's being held here.
And there's no like guard.
There is a guard, but as you may remember, everything is stopped currently.
Well,
there's a single guard kind of at a chair. He's lightly armored, like he's wearing like a flak vest, but that looks like that's about it.
Right.
And he's at a desk facing. So like if the wall was on the same side as the door, he's on that, and the cells are on the other side.
So do the cells have like conventional like key locks or electronic?
It looks like these are less advanced. It doesn't look like they have a pretty generic. Actually, maybe even less than a key lock. It looks kind of like they have a just kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like the turn and like thing latch thing.
Oh, so does it look like you could just undo it from the side?
It looks like it's possible, yeah. It looks like it just likely couldn't be reached from the inside of the cell, which is why they couldn't just free themselves.
Cool. Then I would like to attempt to undo.
Okay, give me a little strength roll.
Okay. Hopefully.
To open all 3 will likely take you about another minute.
That's fine. That's
pretty good.
7.
7, so that's a success by. If I can do math, yeah. So 24 minus 7 is going to be
22.
22. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I saw for some reason I made your strength 12 in my head. Yeah, okay, so that's enough. So you get each of them open.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for all 3 because it was just kind of one general roll. You get all 3 of them open. That takes you about another minute.
And I'm going to open each of them, like all of the doors open an inch, so it's obvious that they're like unlocked and open.
Okay. Yeah.
And then.
I would like to note, just in case it wasn't apparent, these 3 are all unarmed currently.
I figured.
It looks like some of them are still wearing armor, not like a full armor suit, but kind of like they still have like just like the general like plating.
So the guard is armed, yes?
Oh yeah, he has a small pistol sidearm, and you can see he also has one of the ceremonial knives on the desk in front of him.
Can I take both of those things?
Yes.
Toss. So.
Yeah.
In the information I got,
each
one of them was like a specialist.
Yeah.
Was one of them a weapons specialist?
The closest one would be Jade. Jade is more of a rifle specialist, but obviously they have cross training, so that carries over to.
All right. So
that's thing. So probably that's the closest. The others were more of one was an optics tech. One was more of an optics specialist technician. The other one was more of a intelligence officer.
Right. Well, I'll toss the pistol into Jade's then, and then I'll just. I guess I'll put the knife in Jason because he's a.
Put the knife in Jason.
Well, put it in.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Okay.
Because I have it written down that he's heavy, tall, and strong.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then, do I have any sort of?
Yeah.
Can I quickly go through my
All your pockets you haven't
pockets?
gone through yet? Yeah. Are you just looking for any kind of weaponry?
I'm looking for
What are you looking for?
a way to something that I could use to restrain. someone.
Okay. Yeah.
If I find a weapon, that would also be helpful.
Okay. So okay. Well, then those two things. In one of your pockets, you do find you do find a set of electronic cuffs, which are pretty strong. They have a strength of 40. They'd be pretty hard to break out of. You could reasonably break your wrists and slip out of them, but other than that,
Right.
And for weapons, you do find 2 small grenades in one of the pouches.
Okay.
So those you do find 3 things. That was in 2 of the other pockets you hadn't searched. There's only one other pocket.
Fantastic. All right, then I would like to cuff the guard to his chair.
Okay.
And then I think I'm done with this room.
Okay, so that probably altogether took you about you've used about 3 minutes doing all this stuff.
All right, yeah,
Total.
That's fair. And then I would like to run out
Okay.
to
Big boy.
Big Boy
Okay.
and place one of the grenades in his hand.
I'm sorry. Did you do something with the other grenade? I missed it.
No.
Okay.
I haven't. I have. This is the first.
Okay. Sorry. I just for half a second I missed if you had. Okay. Yeah. Like in the hand that was grappling you.
Yeah.
I mean the only hand that's there. I was just confirming.
His only hand.
I was just confirming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I place it in his hand, hopefully in a way that he's like
Okay.
holding it
Mhm.
so it doesn't fall.
Mhm.
And then, do I think if I pull the pin, it'll explode now, or?
Well, things haven't really been moving once your contact on them ceases.
Okay, so then I'll.
So far, anyway. But yeah, not likely.
Either way.
Either way, once you pull the pin on a grenade, you still have a few seconds. Even if it was regular.
It'll at least. Yeah. So I'll pull the pin and.
Okay.
We'll leave it.
Yeah, you take yours away. It doesn't seem to go off right now.
And then you said the others were labeled. What? Sorry.
Okay, there was POWs, there was armory, there was barracks, and the one was unlabeled.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the unlabeled one.
Okay.
I don't really care about armory or barracks.
Okay, so putting the thing in his hand and getting to the other one takes about another minute.
Okay. So,
so you go to the other one.
Approximately 5 minutes.
4.
Okay.
A little bit over.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. You go to that one. It's another one that's just a doorway you'd like to step through.
I would like to.
Okay, you step through and you can see there's a few what looks like computer terminals that are displaying various information, and you can see one thing that's very obviously a radio of some kind.
Okay. Good.
Oh jeez.
So the computers, do they look like they're all hooked up to like a central system? Like
give me a you have engineer electronics, don't you? Yeah, give me one of those.
Okay. Let me find it so I can...
It's a 13.
Yes, it is. You are correct. Please roll well.
-1 for unfamiliarity.
-1 for unfamiliarity.
Oh, it didn't matter.
I rolled
That's a
3.
3. Yes.
3 ones.
Yes, they appear to be connected to each other, but not a mainframe. They also appear to be connected to the radio, but no central hub in here. They all appear to be independent of each other, but sharing information, if that makes sense.
Okay, then I would like to place my other grenade where they all connect.
Okay, so like at the core, kind of center of the room? Almost?
Yeah, like center of the room.
Center of the room where it's most likely to get the thing, and then maybe just hit all 3 of them with the residual.
Yeah, and then I'm going to take out my weapon and place a bolt in, or shoot a bolt into the radio.
Okay, I'm not gonna roll for me, but it's just a formality in case you crit fail.
Yeah, okay. Don't crit fail. I didn't crit fail.
Yeah, you're good. You're able to do so, just kind of like in the center of the device. Is that about it? Okay.
More or less there.
Okay, that takes about another minute it takes a few seconds for you to survey the room, and then a minute to get all that stuff done. So that's been 5 minutes.
Okay. The door to outside is still closed.
That's true. I mean, there is the kind of ladders and staircases up to the top of the walls of the not barracks, I'll call it a stronghold. Yeah, it's not that strong, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
So
the outpost. That's what I wanted.
Right. So I've still only seen the one guard, right?
You saw the one guard at the entrance there. Okay. So far, that's all you've seen, and you haven't seen any since you started your little combat stunt.
Okay.
Other than the big boy.
And are there ways to get up to the top? like patrol areas?
Yeah, like I said, there's the
Right,
ladders and
there's
stairwells.
ladders. Okay, good.
Well, there's one stairwell, and there's mostly ladders.
Ladders. I can do ladders. I can climb.
I hope so.
That's
That's a hell of a disadvantage. Cannot climb. Fear of ladders.
Fear of ladders.
It's probably real.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a thing.
Transportation can be frightening.
Indeed. Is there more things to do? Oh, well, actually, I just.
If you think for too much longer, I'm going to say you use up a minute just trying to figure out your options.
I am for now.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know, because realistically, if you have to think this long out of character, you'd probably have to stop and think for a second in character.
Understandable. No, that's correct. So from there, I'm going to go to the armory.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the armory. That takes about. I'm gonna add a little bit of thinking time on, so that takes about another minute. So you're at 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay, so 4 minutes left. All right. Is the armory also just open?
Yeah, it's just open.
Okay.
There's just like kind of a wall. It's just kind of a rack of weaponry.
Cool. Do they have any grenades?
There are some chests, but none visible.
All right.
I mean, there's a wall that has like rifles and pistols and things like that, and then there's some chests. You can't see any grenades, but they might be in the chests.
Okay.
There's 3 chests.
There's 3 chests. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a rifle.
Okay. Any particular kind, or just the first one you see?
Just the first one I see.
Okay.
They all look the same to me.
That's fair. I'll just roll a d6 for what you get.
Go for it.
All right, I know what you got.
Okay. And then I'm going to. You said there's 3 chests?
Yes.
I'll open.
Left, middle, or right?
That'd be the middle.
Okay, you open the middle one. The middle one is full of various rounds of ammunition, kind of like the ammunition boxes.
Not helpful. Then I'll open the right one.
Okay, the right one. The right one does appear to have. The right one appears to have kind of placed explosives. You can see, not quite C4, but basically the same. What would be the variants of C4? Things like that. Things that you could place and then trigger remotely.
Interesting.
Not a lot of them, but there's probably about 6 in there. They're a little bit larger than you'd expect.
Right. I would use them, but I don't think I know how.
I don't think you have explosives demolition now.
I definitely don't. So that'd be dangerous.
You could always attempt it, but it might not go well.
But what I. Ooh. Oh.
No, you had a thought.
I did have a thought.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
This might be dumb.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one.
Okay. You're gonna shoot it, aren't you?
I'm not gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Oh, I could do that too.
I shouldn't give you ideas.
Instead of what I'm gonna do. Oh, I would need some way to attach it.
I mean, you mean like an adhesive or something?
Yeah.
I mean, they are made to be placed.
They're
They're placed explosives. Yeah.
Right. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna take one,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go out to the big guy, and I'm gonna put it at the end of his cannon arm or his metal. Arm.
Okay. I'm gonna need you. Let me see if I say this right. Actually,
can I do that?
You can attempt to do it. You okay? Actually, I don't need to roll for this. This is just what I know what happens. You attempt to do that, and as you go to place it on the end of the thing, you kind of you. How are you doing this? With one hand, are you doing both hands to like place it? He's pretty tall. You would have to stretch to reach that.
Probably be with both hands.
Yeah. Actually, let me think. Can you physically? I will let you do this. I just need to think if you can, because he's 8 feet tall and his arm is outstretched at an angle
That's
upwards.
pretty high.
I think you could reach his arm, but not the tip.
All right.
Sorry, I just thought about that. That's all.
I'll attach it to the arm because the arm is
Okay.
also still giving off a lot of heat.
Here we go.
And stuff.
Now I'll tell you what actually happened. Sorry. So you attempt to put it on the arm, and as you reach forward with the device, it kind of almost not quite phases through, but you're getting a lot of resistance, and it's not sticking to anything. If you pull the thing back and look at it, you can see that the back half that you attempted to put it on is burned off.
Dang it.
And you can see there is a small indent kind of in the figure where you attempted to place it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're confused. I'm just making sure it made sense.
It made sense. I just don't know why it did that. I wonder.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try something.
Okay.
If I like toss it up
Yeah.
into the air approximately where I would have assumed this would be
Okay.
shooting out, does it stop?
You toss it up, and it travels for probably about... Are you just tossing it straight up? Where are you tossing it? Sorry,
Like-
I missed where you're tossing it.
Trying to like where the beam would be. Like
Okay,
tossing it in front of his arm. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You toss it up, it travels for about a second, and then it stops in there. It's slow. It slows, and then it stops.
Okay.
basically, as it leaves your hand.
How high did it get?
Probably about almost in front of it, like within 2 feet.
Good enough for me.
Okay.
That probably took like
That
another minute.
that took like another minute and a half. So you're at like 7.5.
Okay. Then I'm going to book it to allow.
The choice is yours.
Oh, okay. So first, I don't know if I'll have time to do this, but I'll
Okay.
try. So I'm gonna take the rifle I grabbed.
Mhm.
Oh, did it have any ammo in it? I didn't check.
You didn't check. Might.
It might. Well, worst case scenario, it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it and also put it in Jade Cell.
Okay.
And since I don't know if it has any ammo in it, I'm gonna
Leaving
leave
the
the
pistol.
pistol as well.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right.
And then I'm going to book it to the nearest ladder.
Okay.
And just climb up.
Okay. So you get to the top and you're at about 9 minutes. You got one more.
So is there like a lip up here?
Only like knee high.
So if I like laid down, would you be able to see me from?
Oh, sorry. You mean for the inside?
Yeah. Like...
No, there's a lip on the outside. There's no lip on the inside. I'm sorry. It's just a sheer drop down there.
Okay. How far is the drop?
Not very far. Like 10 feet. No, a little more than that. Like 12 feet.
I can survive a 12-foot drop.
Yeah, most people can.
I'm not gonna jump yet.
Yeah, that's only like 2 people high, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you land wrong, but okay.
Yeah.
I think
the pathway's like it's like the walkway up here is like 4 foot wide.
Okay.
There's a lip for the outside perimeter, not the inside. Sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. Then I will. I won't drop down yet. Oh, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my weapon and take an aim maneuver on the big guy.
Okay.
And I know I'm far away, so I have minuses, but that's fine. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. You're just waiting the last minute. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So as the minute. Oh, just a second. I need to roll again. Sorry, I need to check my GM sheet really quick for something. Okay. Sorry, I can't find something that I need really quick. Okay. Yeah. All right. So as the thing happens, it kind of happens in the reverse of what happened before, where it very slowly slows down and then stops. Right. You see things very slowly start to move again. The first thing you see is this kind of his hand, which was holding you before, kind of is still in this grip position. So as he was holding you with all his strength. So as you're no longer there and the grenade is in his hand tightens around this thing really quickly and with full strength, and you see it kind of explodes in his hand. I need to roll damage for things. Sorry. Okay. His hand isn't blown off. You can see the energy shielding pulsates where it happened, but you see his hand is kind of flung away from the thing backwards, and you see his other arm is kind of shot upwards from the force, almost straight up. And about that same time, the other one, it doesn't actually go off. You see it does just fall to the ground.
That's okay.
Whatever you did was not enough to detonate it. It does need to be detonated remotely. It falls to the ground in front of him. And you see as that happens, as the arm is rocketed up, he kind of staggers back, and he's kind of like almost like he was trying to catch it, catch himself, get his bearing as he's flung backwards. His arm goes straight up, and you see just as it goes straight up, you see suddenly it's still happening very slowly. Normally this would be almost imperceptible because you can't see lasers.
Right.
But you see kind of the whole arm almost. You've seen in universe. You've seen how a transmitter works, kind of how things almost dematerialize, like they're atomized almost. You see the physical structure of this arm atomize, and so it just kind of becomes this blindingly bright energy, kind of a red tinted bright energy. Right. And even for how slow things are right now, you can barely see it. This massive, almost cone of energy shoots forward, and it's pointing straight up. It goes. You see it fly up into the upper atmosphere, and it strikes right at the center of the flagship.
Oh, that worked out better than I expected.
You see, actually, let's see. I rolled perception. You do see it come out the other side of the flagship.
That worked a lot.
And you see a lot of explosions kind of coming from various areas of the flagship. And you see as the energy finishes firing from the thing and dissipates, you see he no longer has an arm there. So you can see where the metallic joint is right almost at the shoulder point. And let's see, the other things are not in an area you can see, so you don't know what happens in those.
No clue.
But right about after that finishes, which honestly happened in a very short period of time, but things were slow. Everything kind of comes back to regular time. You hear kind of like the whoosh of air, almost like kind of like basically the equivalent is like, when you're low health in a game and suddenly your health comes back, it's kind of like the whoop thing. And right after that, I need to make a quick HT roll.
Oh, yes. Picking up all my dice would help. That's not.
That's a failure.
That's
okay. Yeah. So you are going to be for a brief period of time. You're going to be at a -4 to all hearing rolls as you hear several sonic booms happen simultaneously throughout the compound. Just boom. Well, not separately, but all at the same time.
Right.
You can infer of that what you will, but they're very loud and they kind of briefly deafen you.
Ouch.
Not deafen, but you're at -4.
My ears are ringing.
Yeah, he seems. He's looking up with concern, and he seems he's very confused. He looks furious, but he can't seem to locate you. He's looking around, kind of like that, like head whipping back and forth.
Okay. I want to see what happens. I also don't want them to come out and have him there and attack them.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Is it worth giving away my position? How far away from him am I at the moment?
Oh, he's in like the center of the compound, 45 yards across. You're like, I can do math just a second. You're like 20-ish.
All right, so it would take him a second to get to me.
Oh, it would take a good few seconds. Yeah. You'd have at least 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you'd have to climb up, which would take another 1 or 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless he just jumped 12 feet, which even for somebody that strong is unlikely.
So I have seen him do some unlikely.
He is very tall though, so he might be able to jump and reach the lip and pull himself up. But whether that's faster than the ladder, I know, but who knows?
He also only has 1 arm.
That's
He's
true.
probably strong enough to lift himself.
Most likely, but you don't know that for sure.
I don't know. I just don't know how much he weighs.
That's true. Probably a lot.
I would assume
he's pretty buff.
Pretty buff.
Okay.
Muscle is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see the 3 exiting, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay. Just about now, I've been rolling, and you just figured it out now. Just about now, you notice that the arrow you stuck in him earlier, right in like the upper pectoral, never detonated. You're not sure why.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That's not ideal.
Okay, I didn't realize you were wondering that out of character. Sorry, but you just noticed it now in character. It's easy to lose track of things in the heat of battle.
Understandable.
Yeah, you do actually about now hear another small explosion coming from where you placed that thing in the communication on the radio.
Huh. Well, that's good.
And one more. Well, you don't see the one from the other grenade, but you hear they're roughly simultaneous. From the grenade you placed in that room.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. They're roughly simultaneous. One loud, one's a little bit smaller. You probably hear it under.
Makes sense.
Well, actually, no, you don't hear the smaller one. Sorry, you're at -4. I just remembered.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you hear one.
I hear an explosion,
which is enough. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're just waiting. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if they do come out, I want to draw attention away from them.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, the Warhammer he's going towards. It looks like he's heading purposely towards the main entrance to the place where there's that kind of wooden portcullis type of structure.
That's perfect.
Okay, so he makes his way over there, and you. Let's see. Is he still in your line of sight? Which wall did you have a specific wall you were on?
I just went to the closest one.
Okay, the closest would be one of the side walls, not the one on the far end. So you might have some vision of him. Let's see. If you're on the top, are you still just crouching down, lying down, or okay?
I'm not lying. I'm crouching.
Yeah. So you see him go over to the edge, and he leaves your line of sight. But you hear kind of like a noise of effort, and you see kind of like from up here, you can see the top of the wall, and you see the portcullis kind of come back up over its end, over the thing. Not like it's broken, just kind of like it was moved.
He just straight up did that, didn't he?
Probably. You can't see him though.
Wow.
There may have been some mechanism you don't know about, or he just lifted it. You're not sure. Yeah, and you kind of hear. Well, actually, you don't. You don't hear it because you're still a little bit deafened. But that's what you see. And after a few moments after that, you see the figures kind of. You see Jade first, and then you see Jacob kind of peer out around the thing. You see Jade's wielding the Jade has the rifle, and the other guy has the pistol.
All right.
And you don't see the third guy, but you assume he's behind them most likely. You see kind of Jade peer out and kind of rifle scan the area, and after that, they kind of just Jade scuttles up the steps out, goes to the ladder right next to the door, scuttles up, and you see all three of them jump over the wall, and they leave your line of sight.
Perfect. I am also going to jump over the wall.
Okay. On this side, let's see. Give me a higher or lower.
Oh, lower because I'm falling.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So you land right about there, and right about as you land, you see a little ways off, probably about 10 yards from you, what looks like doing a perimeter scan or walking around the area. You see the Warhammer again, and he does appear to have spotted you as you hit the ground here.
I think
he doesn't say anything, but he looks furious.
Good.
Okay.
All right. How far? So he's in between me and the bridge that I came through on, yeah?
No.
No?
You jumped off the right wall, so the bridge was right past the front wall, so he's just he's just to the side of you. If you head straight forward away from the wall you just jumped off of, you'd run into him. If you head left, you'll head to the bridge.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
So can I see the bridge from where I am or no?
Yeah, you can see the chasm, but not quite the bridge. You know it's there though.
Yeah.
It's a little ways away.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start backing up towards the bridge, but still facing him.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can just do that. That's not a roll. Yeah, he started heading at you full tilt.
Oh, good. I'm going to die. Okay.
Are you just going to start booking it at that point? What are you doing?
Yeah, I am going to start booking it, but I also want to look up and see how that mothership is doing.
Okay, so you look up and you see the flagship, and you also see now this. Oh, mothership's fine. I knew what you meant. It doesn't matter. That's not that far off from flagship. Yeah, no. You also see that other ship, which you haven't looked up in a while, other than the thing. You see the other ship, which you saw warping in, has just finished warping in, and it's a very large vessel, not as large as the flagship. The flagship measures roughly 3 kilometers in not diameter. Oh, jeez, Jesus. No, 3 kilometer length. Okay. And this one that we just worked in is about 800 kilometers, so still sizable, but only like a little less than a third of the big one.
Right.
We see this one aims in, and you can see you don't recognize the ship because you're not really a ship guy, but especially not military vessels. You can see the front of the ship looks like it has a large hangar bay, and also the front of the ship you can see even from here has a large, almost half of the front of the vessel looks like it has a large circular opening, which you can tell is just the primary cannon of this vessel. And you see this ship starts firing on the vessel, and the vessel, which now has a sizable amount of damage to the center of it, the flagship that is, you can see starts powering up. You can see the engines kind of start thrusting, and after a moment, you see it kind of blink out as it goes into subspace as it warps away.
Oh well, that's a positive sign at least.
Yeah, so what are you doing now?
Running.
Okay.
Towards the bridge.
Okay, you do notice as you start running, this is the first time you've really been at a full sprint. I'd say you've been purposefully going before, but this is probably the only time you've been like, oh, I need to go. You do notice the suit is actually increasing your movement pretty substantially. You're getting a +2 to your move in this thing. So you actually you're not quite outpacing him, but you're keeping a distance. As you're running across the center of the wall, he's going to reach you. You almost reach the end of the outpost. No, that's not the word, but it's close enough. But he is about to reach you right as you reach the edge there, so you are going to have to make a dodge for me.
Okay, I'll do that. Dodge well.
I will say you cannot parry him.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
That's failed.
Actually, I guess you could have parried him in the suit, but okay. So, just a second. Oh my. Okay. So you don't take any damage because this suit has a lot of armor, and he's just using his body.
Yeah.
But he does ram into you full force, just kind of a shoulder bash, and he doesn't stop. He keeps going. You're kind of pinned between him and the wall, and as you strike the wall, both of you just go through this wooden wall and fall flat on the ground within the room inside. You can tell you're back in the comms room, and there are all the devices in here do appear to be destroyed. But that's you're back. You just got flung through a wall, and you're both now. Actually, give me a higher or lower to see if you're pronated or supinated.
Okay. Higher.
You're pronated. You're face down. You can't see which way he's facing because you're face down.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
But you did also hear him hit the ground, so. he just hit you full force with not a tackle, but just shoulder bash.
Right.
He flung you through a wall, which is pretty
It's a lot of
substantial.
kinetic energy going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I will stand up.
Okay, that's your turn. You stand up.
Yep. So in falling and standing up, I still have my weapon on me. I don't drop it.
You did not drop it. If it wasn't out, then it was holstered, so you wouldn't really drop it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I assume you. Well, actually, you didn't ever say you put it away.
No, I didn't put it away.
Yeah, you still had it out. He didn't do anything that would make you drop it. He just rammed you. I assume you have a pretty good grip in the suit with 22 strength. I don't unless he crit and made you drop it, you would not drop it.
Okay.
Yes, you still have it. But his turn, you can see he's also face down, and he kind of pushes himself up to his feet, and that's also his turn.
Okay. So orientation wise,
yeah.
What's going on?
You're both facing basically into the outpost. The wall you just broke through is behind you.
Got it. Well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Back to running? What? No, it's your choice.
It might be. See, fighting him.
He didn't actually damage you. He just inconvenienced you.
He sure did. But he's also proven that he's faster than me. So I don't know how much.
You were also running laterally, and he was running straight at you.
That's true.
So you can't quite estimate from that alone, if that makes sense.
You're right.
He wasn't just behind you chasing. You were going sideways, and he was going right at you.
That's fair.
Just to make sure you understand that.
Do I want to shoot or do I want to run? I don't really want to shoot him. I'm gonna run.
Okay. Just back towards the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as you run, you kind of turn the corner and you see he leaves your line of sight, and you likely leave his. And as you turn the corner, you can see the view of the bridge, and you just see in the distance, you see the three of them. You see actually what looks like almost all of the Chthonian soldiers who are on this side of the bridge have either fled, or you see a bunch of bodies basically lining the sides of the bridge. Some of them burned, some of them just have wounds. They're pretty far away to tell. But you see the three figures. You see Jade, Jacob, and Mark. What did I name him? Yeah, Mark. Sorry, it's in my notes, but I don't have them open right now. You see them kind of exiting onto the bridge. Armitage, Jade is shooting a few of those stragglers who are still left on the bridge, and they flee across it. And they make it about halfway across as you run also towards the bridge. And as you're out of the line of sight of everyone, as you hear the Warhammer yelling behind you, but he hasn't yet entered the room, it sounds like, and you don't see the guard on top of the tower, and everyone over there is either dead or facing away from you. Give me a will roll and an HT roll.
A will and an HT. Oh, is my task completed? All right. So will was
success.
5, 6, 8.
By 2.
Yeah.
By one. And what HT?
And an HT is a failure. Wait,
by 1.
6, 7, 8, 9. Never mind.
Wait. That's wrong math, Ian.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ian,
failed.
That's 11.
Shut up. Shut up.
That's a 6, a 4, and a
Right.
1.
Sorry, I forgot the 4 and 1.
Were you subtracting one of them?
I don't think I counted one.
Okay, it's very close. It's only by 1.
Yeah.
But yes, as you see it, you get kind of a familiar sensation in your vision. Kind of slowly fades. I guess that's not fade. It kind of glow. I don't know what word I'd use for that. It kind of, your vision is engulfed by this white glow, and you do awaken back in the rejuvenation pod. You're not certain how much time has passed. You're more or less naked in this thing so that it can get access to your full body, your wounds, your everything. And you are restored to, you're at 8 HP total. 8. So almost back to full. Not quite.
Yeah, better than I was.
And obviously all the gear you had on you and everything like that is gone. Yeah, that's where you are.
Wow. Okay.
You don't really know how much time has passed.
Well, that was interesting. Guess I'm successful. I'll
either that or you failed bad enough they kicked you out.
One of the two.
But probably not that one.
I'm hoping.
You did seemingly accomplish your goals.
It did appear that way.
Whether accidental or not.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll take an accidental success.
That's fair.
I'll release myself from the rejuvenation.
Okay, you release yourself from the rejuvenation chamber. Yeah, it's easier. It's easily done. And it kind of like it gives you like a warning. It's like, oh, you're not fully healed. Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, and you say yes, and it drains the fluid. It kind of does like a quick an air jet thing. Actually, it drains the fluid. It does like a rinse of water, and then it does like an air jet thing dry you off, and then the tube slowly opens up from the bottom to the top and lets you out.
All right, I will
Collect your gear.
collect my gear.
Okay. You've collected all your things, and yeah, you're just in this in the medical room.
Is there a terminal I can like check? Like does
Oh, you also your gear has like a data pad.
yeah?
What did you want?
That's fine. No, I want to. Does the pod like tell me how long it took?
Yeah, you've been in for 2 days and 4 hours,
Oh, that's not bad.
which is by your rough estimate, you were only gone for maybe about 6 to 8 hours, but you don't know. It's not that long of a time dilation, but take of that what you will.
That's not bad. Yeah, I'll head. I have a map of the ship. Yeah,
You do.
Right.
Yeah, you have a map of this small vessel.
yeah. I would like to
Or
head
satellite, whatever you
towards
call it.
The cockpit.
This
main-
doesn't really have a.
right,
It's got like
right.
a lobby, like almost a bridge.
Yeah, like
Okay,
I was like the central hub.
I was like, this ain't a flying ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you head to like the central area. I understand what you mean.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you head there. You see kind of lounging on one of the there's like 3 areas that have like kind of semicircular areas in the floor with like 3 the kind of curved couches
Right.
kind of at a center pointed at a center terminal. You can see there's Catherine lounging kind of at one of them watching. You're watching something on one of the hollow projectors. You don't recognize it, but it's just like you can tell it's just like a show. It's some kind of entertainment. And she's facing away from you, so she doesn't seem to hear you come in.
All right. I'll walk up close to her and say, "Hello, I'm back from pain."
She just turns and goes, "Oh, you're all ready to go, healed up enough? I think I got everything working a few hours ago. It was less damage than I thought, but the coordinates are. I mean, this thing's positioning system's a mess. I think we got it all sorted out, though.
That's good. Glad to hear it. I had the weirdest dream that I don't think was actually a dream, but you know, these things happen.
Well, yeah, I can't really help you there. I mean, you certainly told me about things like that before, but not you. You know how this goes at this point, or maybe not. I don't know, but yeah.
I'm fully and completely confused, but I've accepted that as my state of being.
Someone can help you, not me. I understand though. I get what you're saying. So yeah, if you're all good to go, we can get on our way. Otherwise, I can give you. We shouldn't spend much longer than a few more days here, but however long you need to ready your things, prepare for the journey, whatever. It's not much of a journey, really, but you know what I mean.
No, I think I'm more or less prepared.
Okay, I got that arm finished for you. Do you have any idea what you want? What kind of attachment you want,
yes,
or specialization?
An old friend who I just met gave me very good advice. To get a, I believe he said a quantum communicator.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely doable. Not quite what I expected. I was thinking something more combat oriented, but that's what you want, no problem. No, that's good. That's good.
I was about to say you don't really know me, but apparently you do. I'm not very combat oriented myself.
Oh no, I didn't. Nothing to do with you. That's just what people usually put in arms, you know.
Understandable.
Yeah. Just give me a. Okay, postpone leaving by another 2 hours, and you got it.
Fantastic.
Okay, yeah. So she trots off purposefully towards what you know is like the engineering area of the ship, kind of mechanic area. Are you doing anything in those 2 hours, or are you just waiting? So you're just lounging also.
I'll lounge, but I would like to. Can I access like recent news?
Yeah, you can attempt to.
Yeah.
What do you want to look for? Are you looking for something specific?
No, I'm just kind of looking at like the browsing headlines, like
Okay.
the major events that have happened within the.
Okay. Major events. Let me see. I need to open my little thing. Okay. Let's see what's news. I'm looking at the things that happen and I'm deciding which would actually be on the news.
Right.
Okay, let's see. One of the things that be on the news is there are several planets. There's Hermes, Falstaff, and Mercutio are breaking off of the sanctioned amalgamate. They were previously under Artemis, right? They were previously under Artemis control, and they're breaking off of the sanctioned amalgamate to they kind of finished passing a I don't know what to call it, a law, an amendment, a bill, some kind of thing. Right. I don't remember the legal terminology, but yeah, they finished passing something that kind of excluded them from their the previous governmental thing. They had to fight kind of like not quite a civil war. It didn't quite ever reach physical violence, but almost like a Cold War of sorts to actually get out of it.
Right.
That's one of the big things that happened. The only other thing you really find on the news kind of is there's a lot of smaller stories that you're not really interested in. The only other one that might catch your eye is you can see that there is a TV show that has been marked for possible cancellation, which is the Eddie Edition. You know, it's a talk show. Probably recognize that one. It says it might be running its final season. People are talking about it a lot, but that's not really big news. It's just probably the one that catches your eye.
Well, that sure is interesting. Helpful, probably not, but interesting.
Yeah, those are the only really big. There's a lot of smaller things like, oh, here's some robberies, like, oh, somebody tried to attack a space station, small acts of terrorism, nothing galactic in scale or anything like that.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing really, except for those planets breaking off, which isn't massive, but it's something.
It's a change.
Yeah, that's about all you find. Anything else?
No.
That probably took you like an hour. You have like one more if you wanted to do anything else.
Can I try and contact Sam?
Yeah, you should be able to. Your ship should just be parked in the whatever it's called, the docking bay of this area. Not docking bay, hangar bay. Just from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to contact him.
Cool. I'm going to contact him and say, hey Sam, how's our ship looking on repairs? Do we need to get anything fixed? Run some diagnostics. I want to make sure everything's shipshape.
Okay, yes, and run diagnostics. He says, all right, Captain, I'll get back to you with those diagnostics in about 40 minutes, unless you want anything more intense.
No, just a general scan.
Okay. I heard it. I heard you slip. Anyway, that's my fault.
That's why the no was so long.
I know. No, I heard it. I did have to call you out on it. Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, so you unless anything happens in this 45 minutes, he'll get back to you.
Cool.
Is that all? You're just waiting for that, basically? Yeah. Maybe just watching whatever's on this display.
Yeah, I guess so.
It just looks like a bad sitcom, basically.
Yeah. It's just Friends, like 35.
Yeah. Oh no. The return of Mecha Joey.
Yeah. He's back.
The one where Joey's a robot. That's how the episodes are titled, aren't they? I've never seen Friends.
They're not that specific.
Oh, aren't they?
No.
Okay. Don't they all start with the one?
Yeah, it's all the one. But
Okay.
It's like the one with the runaway bride is the
Okay.
first one, or the one with the like. I don't know. I don't remember any of the titles.
The one with the robotic friend.
Yeah.
I've never seen an episode of Friends. I should.
It's a decent show.
I was thinking more Space Seinfeld, but I'll take whatever. It's literally not important. Yeah.
They're all the same.
Oh no, I managed to drop 2 of them.
One of them's a 3.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, so say after 45 minutes, Sam gets back. He says, all right, Captain, I finished running full ship diagnostics. Nothing should be wrong. We haven't really seen a combat, at least space vessel-wise. I know you've seen a few, but
Indeed.
Everything is ship-shape as far as I can tell.
That's good, Sam. Thank you for that.
Got a few. The only thing I might notice, you might be interested in is there is a 1-day gap in our data logs, but it's missing, so I can't really tell you what was there. It's just the only thing that's a little out of the ordinary. I don't know how that got wiped. That might be my fault, Captain, but that's all that might be of note to you.
What? Where did that fall?
Okay. You would know in character. He tells you the date, and that would be the date that you were contacted by Kravitz to do the initial mission at the very beginning.
Interesting.
That day, before you arrived anywhere, before you left for the journey, but the day he contacted you.
Right.
I mean, you might not remember exactly when he says the date, but that's something you could easily check.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. That day was gone.
Mm-hmm. That day specifically is missing from your data logs.
Well, that might make things a bit complicated if I want to prove things.
I suppose so.
That's all right. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Sam. I did it again.
I didn't hear it that time.
It was a little bit. It was there.
That's fair.
There's a bit of a tongue.
Okay.
Shouldn't have been there. Thank you for that, Sam. That information is useful to me.
Okay. About that point, you hear Catherine come over the intercom through the whole system. She says, all right, I think it got it all figured out. Everything should be in place. If you just want to come to the engineering station. Sorry, she didn't. She probably did pause awkwardly like that. That's Catherine.
Yeah.
If you want to come to the engineering station, then we can just get this thing fitted on you and be on our way.
Fantastic. No. I'll
Okay.
that way then.
You head there, and she just kind of. You already have. I was going to say we're going to have to roll for HT for the surgery there, but we don't have to. It's already on you.
Yeah, I did.
I forgot about that. I did that, and I forgot about it. It's in my notes. I would have found it pretty quick. But yeah, so she kind of heads in. And you see there's an arm. It's pretty. It's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Pretty
Standard.
Pretty. Not a little bit. Not quite standard.
Right.
Pretty. I can't think of the word, so I'll just describe what it looks like. You can tell this is a robotic arm because around the port, it's got like the end of the arm has not the hand end. The other end of the arm has the thing to plug it into a cybernetic port and everything like that. This is definitely attachable arms. There are arms that are all just one piece that are not meant to come off. This is not one of those. It looks pretty human. That's what I'm looking for. You can tell it's got a layer of synth skin over it, so it actually does look. It looks biological from every point except where the port is on your shoulder, which you could tell is robotic. But if you're wearing even just like a short sleeve shirt, that'd be covered usually. So it's got synth skin. It looks a little bit. It looks about the same as your arm. You can tell just by you're an engineer. You can tell just by the specs of this thing that it's going to be a little bit stronger than your other arm. Not too much to manage, but just like it'll be noticeable when you're doing tasks and things. But yeah, and she just kind of beckons you over. She just kind of like sits you down at like this table, like sit down at the doctor's office. We're just going to give you this checkup, and she just kind of she puts one hand on your far shoulder and holds you in place, and use the other hand to press the arm against you. Kind of clicks it in place. You see, she taps a few things around the edge of her. It goes in,
a bionicle.
locks it in.
Chunk.
A bionicle. Oh no, haven't seen a bionicle in ages.
They don't exist anymore.
What?
Yeah, they discontinued bionicles in like middle school.
What?
Yeah.
Even the games?
I think they haven't made a bionicle, like an official bionicle.
I was never invested in bionicle. I never owned the toys, played the games, watched the shows, but that's upsetting.
Oh, I watched a couple of the movies, I had some of the toys, and I read the books.
There
was so many
there was books?
There was like hundreds.
I knew about the games and the movies, but books?
There were hundreds of books.
That's upsetting also.
Yeah, that was
Bionicles was just like the worst Transformers, but
well, they
were different. They didn't transform. No, but they were robots though. They had like elemental powers though. It was weird.
Yeah.
Were they not robots?
They were and they weren't, because there was no biological life. That was the life form.
Okay. So they were robots, but they weren't special because they were robots.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, like they were bionicle was like the race.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they had like special things. Yeah,
That's
no,
fair.
but the last thing that they ever did was like the like Mask of Light movie.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. And then that was it. That was the
I
end.
don't know why I'm upset by that.
I don't know.
I never got my chance to get into Bionicles.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
They're
never would
cool.
have. Just like I never really got into Transformers. I know things about them, but whatever.
Well, yeah, see, like the thing with Bionicles is they started really complex and like hard to do and put together, and then they got really dumb and easy by the end. So when I was a young child and like people, I didn't even like ask for them. Someone got me one, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool."
That's
thing.
just a toy you get people. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how I got into it, and I was never like a super fan or anything.
Yeah.
But like they were super complex and hard to put together. And then by the time I was like old enough to be able to put together the complex things, they were like 3 steps, and I was like, "Well, this sucks now." And then they were gone, and I was upset, even though I didn't actually want them anymore. Like I wasn't like buy these Bionicles.
Too. I didn't know they were gone.
No, they're definitely dead.
Damn.
I know. And then they like did a thing that was like kind of Bionicles, but that wasn't like officially Bionicles. And then they were just like, "This is dumb. No one wants this."
Yeah.
And then they stopped.
All right, that's upsetting. But yeah, so she slots the arm and then she locks it into place. And she just basically says like, "Oh, test it out. Here you go." And she gives you like, I mean, she basically just hands you like, "Oh, here's like a 20-pound barbell. Here's like a can of soda. Crush it, whatever."
All right.
And it seems to be working just fine. Give me like 1 HT roll.
Okay. That's good. That's 4, 5, 6, 7.
Success by 3?
Yeah.
Oh, success by 2.
No, 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. The arm seems to be working just fine. No malfunctions. You're not having any kind of any adverse reactions to it. It seems to be doing just fine. It's not pulling too hard on the port. It's not doing anything wrong. And so yeah, it seems pretty good. You have that arm, the use of that arm back now actively. And she kind of pulls out a small not a small radio, actually. It's pretty large for this tech level anyway. It's probably like the size of an old phone. Like think like you know the kind, the big square ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that size, and she kind of taps some numbers in. She puts it up to her ear, and you can see you can see that there's a portion of the skin that is now lit up, kind of like almost like it's lit up like a screen now. It wasn't visible before, almost like there's something directly under, and you can see kind of like incoming call more or less, and you get like a brief like caller ID kind of thing.
Oh well, it works. Look at that.
Yeah, you tap accept and it's working or whatever, Fantastic. And you can see there's she just says to get audio in the mic you got to put your hand up to your ear. You're gonna hate this. You got to do the thing.
I hate you.
You got to do the thing.
I can't believe
this. For those of you who can't see me, she's doing the thing with all your fingers closed except the thumb and the pinky, the phone gesture. You got to do the thing. I'm sorry.
Why is it designed like this? And you can't change it.
I mean, you can attach it to like your suit or like some other kind of headset, but if you don't have one, you got to do the thing.
Can I hang up by going like that?
You can. You can just shut your flip phone, just close your fist, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can attach it to a suit. Yeah,
I know.
You can.
I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at the world.
You don't like it? Out of character, you don't like it?
I'm angry.
Okay.
It's worse than the gloves that do that.
I love the gloves that do that. I would never own them, but I love them theoretically.
The reason it's worse, it's because it's my arm.
You don't have to do it.
I know.
Okay.
Doesn't make it.
Strictly speaking, you shouldn't, but there has to be a way to use it if you don't have a headset or a helmet. Can you think of a better way?
Yeah. Like the whole.
Do you want the whole world to hear your conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. If I'm dumb enough not to have another,
you can modify it later if you really want,
or like a headphone jack.
This is just how it was made. Well, no, you can attach it to like a headset or something. It's just like wireless. This is the future. No, he's not. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna crit fail and break it out of spite. He can't do that willingly.
You don't know that.
He cannot willingly roll a crit fail. You're right. He can want it, but it's not. He can't make it happen.
Just wait. I'll crit fail, and this thing will be destroyed.
That's gonna be pretty hard to do.
It's gonna happen.
It is robust.
I will roll 3 6s.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, with that in place, and you've tested all the features more or less. She kind of lead Catherine. If you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, Catherine leads you over to the transporter. She says, "All right, just stand on the pad." You can tell this is a much more powerful transporter. It can only transport one person at a time, so likely it has to channel a lot more energy. It has to go a lot further distance, so it's not really either safe to transport more than one person, or it's just not recommended.
Right.
So she just says, "All right, I'll be right there after you." Expect like a maybe 5, 10, maybe 15-minute delay between transports, just because it's got to recharge. I got to retype in the coordinates I got to account for orbital things. Stupid sciencey stuff.
The last time I heard that, I got stuck in a forest temple with a bunch of statues and myself.
Did you get where you're supposed to go, though?
I have no idea.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say that's the people, not the technology, but I mean, I guess maybe it's not. I don't know. All right. Well, here we go. I'd say breathe out, because you're going to want to take a breath of air when you get there, and your lungs will not be able to.
All right.
Okay. And then she kind of presses a button, and give me an HG roll again.
Okay. Let's not pass out. That one was nothing. That's 2. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a fail by 1.
Fail by 1? Okay. So yeah, you're a little bit. After you don't have any perception of time during transport, so it could have been a while, could have been instantaneous, but you feel kind of the sensation of like atomization, more or less, kind of transported to energy for transportation. And after you disappear, and after a moment, you can feel yourself reassemble. That's a bad word for it, but you get what I mean. Reform. And you can see after that's completed, you are on you're facing what looks like a large viewport. And you can see before you what looks like a pretty large vessel. You see this vessel is roughly, let's see, from your estimate looking this direction, roughly a kilometer in length, and pretty decently sized in the other dimensions. You can see there's lights and things lit up all over the outside of the ship, various raises for things like windows and what looks like maybe weapons and things like that, sensors. And you see written on one of the side of the ship that you can see from this viewport, you see the SS Thunderchild.
I get the reference.
I know.
I
Well,
appreciate
it wasn't
it.
specifically for you, but that's what the ship's name.
Yeah.
And you hear from a familiar voice behind you go, Captain, you've arrived.
Is it?
Vashim?
Is it Vashim?
It is Vashim.
Yes, I love Vashim.
And you can see as you turn around, it appears to be the bridge of the vessel. You can see there's like a piloting chair and several other systems that you might. Give me a spacer.
Okay. That's 6 and 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. So that's a
Success right on.
Success, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you can recognize each of the systems. There's like a comm system, a sensors, a weapons operation, command seat, piloting, co-piloting, and that's it. And then there's the viewport, obviously. But yeah. Oh, and there's also an engineering station. I forgot about that one. But yeah, this is a pretty large. You can tell this is a pretty average bridge for a larger class starship, and that's definitely what this would be.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big vessel. But yeah, and Vashim kind of turns to you and he says, I'm glad you finally arrived. Now, Captain, let's get you better acquainted with the other inhabitants of this vessel. And he kind of leads you out of the bridge into a hallway, and I think that's a pretty good stopping point for today.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit early.
That's
I don't want to get halfway through conversations and end it there, so this is a better point.
Yeah. We've run long before.
This will balance it out. Yeah. We can just talk for a little bit. Okay, that was a pretty good session.
Good.
How do you feel? Got a little bit messy on my end because you did a few things I didn't expect, but I think I covered well.
Yeah, I think it went well.
Yeah, and I think you made some good choices. How do you feel about your choices?
I feel really good, actually, about all of them.
About all.
I was a little disappointed at the C4 not going off. What was C4?
Yeah.
But I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
That was more of a, hey, I wonder if this will work.
Yeah. Even if it had been hit by the beam, it would have just been destroyed. It wouldn't have detonated.
It was worth a shot.
It does have to. They're made to be pretty stable explosives. They are made just for detonation if they're activated.
I had the time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you didn't make bad use of it.
Yeah. It did catch me off guard that he ended up shooting the flagship. That was a surprise.
I mean, you placed a grenade in his hand. It launched. It made his hand was directly underneath from how he was holding you by the neck, so it launched it straight upward.
It does make sense. The science is sound.
Wasn't necessarily what was going to happen, but that's how you placed things.
Yeah. But
definitely didn't want to do that.
He sure didn't. He sure was angry at me. Hopefully he'll never see me again.
Hopefully. How do you feel about your chances on that?
Mediocre. Well, so
if that was 8 years in the future, it is unlikely, but you're not sure. You're not certain if that was correct. That's just what your system said.
Yeah, and even if it's not correct, given the pattern of showing up at random times,
it's possible to encounter him again.
That I could grab another one of those and he's there as well.
With how many times and places there are to go, it's unlikely, but certainly not impossible.
Yeah, and of course, I don't know how long he's gonna live.
That's true. You don't know how long people live. I mean, you know how long average people live, but you're not. He probably was not an average person.
He didn't seem that way.
And you wouldn't know. He didn't appear to be cybernetic, and he didn't do anything that was inherently not cybernetic. Sorry, psionic.
Right.
You do know psionics specifically live anywhere from 20 to 40 years longer on average, but and cybernetics and medical procedures on like tech level 12 planets and things like that obviously can extend the lifespan. So it's possible.
You never know what those creatures are doing.
It's certainly possible for him to live probably at the peak maybe 200 years, but which is a sizable amount of time. He will definitely not be in his prime for all of that.
Oh, I doubt it. I kind of hope to meet him as an old man and just be really friendly. Like that's
old man's gonna beat you up. Anyway,
he can try, but I'll just give him a cup of tea or something.
That's fair. He's just gonna crush it in his hands.
And then he'll have shards in his hands, and that'll be his fault.
I was thinking like a little paper cup. I was thinking like a Dixie cup of tea.
No.
I was thinking like this little tiny Dixie cup of tea for this 8-foot man.
He's just like a splash. It's one sip.
It would be one sip.
It barely wets his mouth.
It will not sustain him.
Tea's not intended to sustain you. It's intended to...
I don't know what it's intended to caffeinate, to soothe.
Yeah, both of those things, I guess.
To enlighten, perhaps. I don't think anymore.
I don't think the tea is what enlightens you.
No, you're just supposed to drink tea if you are enlightened.
Yeah.
I don't think this conversation's correct. I don't think that's true.
I think we might be horribly offensive.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think.
I don't think that's
It's
offensive.
just tea. Everyone
It's
drinks
just
tea. Who doesn't drink tea?
Strictly speaking, the country that's most famous for drinking tea is inherently white,
That's true.
and we're white, so we're fine.
Yeah,
That's not how that works,
We can
no.
insult the Britons.
We can. Everyone should insult the British,
Yeah, that's fair. They kind of
especially the British. They should insult. They do insult themselves quite frequently.
They do.
Actually.
That's like their main thing.
How do you think Brexit's going? Let's not do this. Let's not do that.
Let's not get at all political.
I wasn't meaning to get political. I was just thinking of things I could mock Britain for, because I don't think that's going well. Not even from a political standpoint.
No.
Just people are not happy about that.
They changed their mind, and their
It's too late.
politicians are saying, no, you can't do that.
You can't
They're
do
saying,
that.
Yes, we
We're
can.
leaving.
We're the people. But their people did not form a
Mom
more
said it's
perfect
my
union.
turn on the UN.
But well, the secret is they should have tried to form a more perfect union like the U.S.
I think the problem was they didn't figure out what they were doing.
We the people.
Yeah, I mean, America's not great either.
Yeah, but we the people.
Yeah, you sure can say that.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Do you actually know this far into this? Is this the preamble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I know it.
Why? Why do you know it?
Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a good song.
I've never seen it.
I
I mean, not the preamble. I mean, Schoolhouse Rock.
this is like the one episode I know because we had it on VHS.
Oh, that's valid. What did I have on VHS?
I'm pretty sure we picked it up as a garage sale. My dad was like, "Oh,
Gotta get this.
this is so good. This is my
I'll be
childhood."
honest, for a second you said Schoolhouse Rock and I thought School of Rock with Jack Black. And I was like, he talks about the Constitution.
I wish.
Where's the Declaration? That's the Constitution, right?
That's the Constitution.
I should know this.
That's the beginning of the Constitution.
Okay, yeah.
But Schoolhouse Rock's great.
Yeah?
It's educational. It's fun.
The
You don't
same-
really learn anything, but
Is that the same series where they... Is that the one where they sing about how a bill becomes a law?
that's the same episode. I think.
That's the same episode
Yeah.
even? I've seen that portion in my
That's-
high school government class.
Yeah. No, I saw it, and like when people were talking about it, I was like, yeah, I saw that as a child, and they were like, okay, that's right.
Okay, that's weird. What's the other science show I never saw that everyone always does? What's Little Einsteins? I never saw that.
I never saw that one either.
Everybody who sings the song, and I'm like, what the hell what is this?
I don't know.
Is that like... Did I just miss out on that, or is that before our age? I don't think that's before our age.
I don't think it's before our age. I never saw it. I only had public access, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I only
there.
had PBS.
Yeah,
I had PBS OPV.
yeah.
I got
Clifford.
Clifford. I was gonna say Clifford. Why do we both think
I
Clifford?
don't know. It's like
He's big
he's big and red.
and red, and I almost remember the names of the other dogs.
There's Cleo.
Cleo, yeah,
She's the purple poodle.
and I remember Cleo's the poodle. I don't remember the yellow one.
He's the bulldog.
Yeah, I just don't remember his name.
I want to say Butch, but that's wrong.
That's definitely wrong.
What was like the blue?
Wasn't there a third dog?
Yeah, there's the there was not Emily Elizabeth owns Clifford.
You remember? I only remembered Emily. I did not remember her last
I
name.
don't know. No, it's her
Wasn't
last
there?
name- Emily Elizabeth is her name.
Oh no!
It's Emily Elizabeth,
Oh darn!
and then her last name we don't know.
What was I gonna say? Was there a prequel show with him as a small puppy? Or am I imagining that?
Yeah, there was because they lived in the city.
That
And
makes
there
me.
was a bunch of other dogs.
That makes me think of
It was really cute.
a puppy named Scooby Doo,
Oh,
which was
not
good.
okay.
Let's be honest. Almost all the Scooby Doo series aren't good, but we love them anyway.
Yeah, but that one I don't love.
Like I went back and watched the original Scooby Doo because I was like, oh, I remember this being
Oh,
so good. I used to
original
have all the episodes on like VHS, and then like
Yeah.
when we got Netflix, when it was still only DVDs, I always
Mhm.
rented. I always rented Scooby Doo and Gilligan's Island
Those are good
and Chip and Dale
Ooh.
Rescue Rangers.
Heck yeah. No, the original Scooby Doo is not
No, it's not good.
good.
It's fun to watch, but it's
It's fun.
not good at
But no.
all.
So I recently, and by recently I mean like a couple months ago,
Mhm.
rewatched the first episode of A Pup Named Scooby Doo.
Yeah, what is it?
You want to know what one of the characters' name was?
Oh, I know what it is. It's Red Herring.
It's Red Herring.
I do know. I knew exactly who you were talking about.
I
And
was-
Fred thinks it's him every episode.
Every time. I was
Every
so
episode.
mad.
Fred, his name is Red Herring.
And he's also never been the one. Yes, Red Herring. That is his actual name. He's the like neighborhood bully, and it's never him.
Isn't he like the football guy, the big boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like big and strong. And he's the neighborhood bully. And Fred always thinks it's him, and it isn't. It's never him.
I can't even remember the theme song. I remember like the pup named Scooby. I don't even remember the tune.
Oh.
I remember they say a pup named Scooby Doo in it. The theme song.
Remember that one where it was like just Scooby Doo and Shaggy? And
Yeah, that was. Wait,
but the Scooby snacks gave them superpowers.
is that Wait, are we talking about Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, or Shaggy and Scooby-Doo and like the demon spirit ones, like the one with the
No,
chests?
that was the 13th Ghost of Scooby.
13 Ghosts, yeah. Are
That
we talking
one-
about Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue?
Yeah.
I do remember it, but I don't remember anything about it.
No, me neither. All I remember is that they get superpowers from the Scooby snacks sometimes.
Okay, I think I've never watched Mystery Inc. I heard it's really good.
It's decent.
The best ones, in my opinion, were What's New Scooby-Doo and
Yes.
Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
I agree. So, What's New Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
Very good.
Top tier.
Peak Scooby-Doo.
Peak Scooby-Doo. The best.
I think originals after that.
Originals after that. Originals campy. It's dumb. The plot lines are always the same, but it's fun.
I'm actually gonna put the live action movies after that.
I love the live action.
They're not a show, but I love the live action movies.
Not okay. You have to qualify that. Not the straight to DVD ones.
No.
Those
Not
are
the
really
ones where
bad.
they're in high school. The ones where they're in high school are very bad.
The other two,
Yes.
super good.
Trying to make it sound like I think Coolsville sucks.
Mystery Incorporated.
I hear it's very good. I haven't seen it.
Okay. My opinion on it is it starts very strong,
Mm-hmm.
and then it never gets bad. But the fact that they took Scooby-Doo and decided to make an overarching plot
Yeah.
kind of weakens it. I feel
I like it in theory, but I don't like the fact that they made Scooby an eldritch being. Kind of like he's part elder god almost, from what I understood.
He's not.
He's part alien. He's not all dog.
No, he's not all dog. He's also important, and yeah.
That's weird. I do like that. I've seen clips where they reference Scrappy and how they never talk about what happened to him. I like that they canonize.
That's in one of the first.
I like that they
episodes.
canonized the movies. I do like that.
Yeah, that's it within. Actually, the whole thing is actually kind of a prequel to all of What's New Scooby-Doo, because
Mhm.
okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but
Yeah, spoil Scooby-Doo. I'm so upset.
at the end,
Yeah.
essentially what happens is they defeat the big bad,
Yep.
and everything becomes normal.
Mhm.
And so essentially, so they live in the town Crystal Cove, the
Yeah.
most haunted place on earth.
Yeah.
Defeating the big bad
Mhm.
resets everything,
Oh.
makes Crystal Cove a normal thing, so
Mhm.
none of the monsters and
And they go
people,
to Coolsville.
anything happen. And so, and then there's one of the other like side characters is like, listen, we gotta talk. He comes up to them. He's like a professor at the local university.
Yeah.
He's like, so I am also enlightened.
Yes.
No one else here but you and me and the gang.
Remember this.
Remember that there's an alternate timelines.
Okay.
So what you gotta do
Is
go on a road trip, and well, actually, so essentially he's like,
solve mysteries.
yeah, no, literally, they're like, well, this town's boring now. We're gonna go on a road trip,
Okay.
just travel around and solve mysteries. So this sets up original Scooby-Doo and like What's New Scooby-Doo. Like
That's
this
a
is
little weird.
yeah, it's a little weird. So the ending's kind of like, okay, fine, I guess.
Okay.
But the show's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I do also changing media is a little bit, and we're going over now because we're talking about Scooby-Doo, but I don't really care. People can just end the episode where the GURPS ends if they don't want to talk about Scooby-Doo.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about
I
Scooby-Doo.
love Scooby-Doo.
Non-video media, Scooby Apocalypse, the DC comic,
yeah, you told me about
really good.
that. Yeah, it looks
Really good, which is shocking. But like the monsters are real. They're the only survivors in the apocalypse, save for a few other people, because they were in a vault.
You know what? Scooby-Doo's were really interesting.
What?
They're like the Zombie Island.
Zombie Island was.
And
I was not allowed to watch Zombie Island as a child because the monsters were real. Because it wasn't people in masks. Because they were like, "Oh, that's you can't watch that."
and like the witches.
And then when I
curse.
was allowed to watch it, it was a little scary
Yeah,
as a
it's kinda
kid.
spooky.
As a kid, why was she a cat monster? I understood the zombies. I understood, but why was she a cat monster? I don't know. Was there another movie where the monsters were real aside from the live actions?
There was, well, because there was like 3 movies that all came out at like the same time. Because there was the alien one.
I remember the alien one.
that
Yeah,
one-
where Shaggy gets a girlfriend and then she's an alien, so she has to leave.
Yeah. So the aliens weren't real, but there was aliens.
Yeah, there were aliens, but the aliens they were chasing weren't real
Yeah.
aliens.
And then in the same one, there was the witch's curse.
I never saw that one.
And
Yeah.
my remembering it is hazy because I remember like the aesthetics of it,
Yeah.
but not the plot. I want to say that there was real witches.
Oh wait, is that the one with the band?
Yeah, that's where the band.
I did see that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say there was because there's been multiple with the band. 'Cause
Yeah.
they've been in
Because they became a
episodes.
recurring character because people like them
Yeah.
so much.
I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
But I think there was real witches, but the thing was that one wasn't real.
Yeah.
It was like, but there was also like some ancestor stuff going on.
You know what? You know what Scooby Doo movie I haven't watched that I really need to watch?
Which one?
Well, first of all, actually, the one with Kiss is apparently really good. The one with Kiss is apparently they're interdimensional like defenders, like the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah,
and
I
they
also
defend,
haven't seen
they
that
defend
one.
the world from otherworldly threats. Apparently, I need to watch that one.
I see
The
the
other
other
one
episode with Kiss.
Other one I gotta watch is the one with John Cena.
That one's so.
He punches a boulder.
There's actually.
Also, what's the? I think my favorite Scooby Doo movie that I've seen. I don't know. I'm not gonna put the live action ones on the same list. They're a different beast. I think it's Scooby Doo and the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh yeah,
That's a good
one's
movie.
Really good. I did enjoy that one.
I was also legitimately frightened of the. I forgot the Globetrotters were always in a bunch of episodes.
The Globetrotters do.
They were in original Scooby Doo a bunch.
They were.
I
You know
don't
who
know.
else was in original Scooby Doo?
Who?
Batman and Robin.
I do remember that episode.
yeah.
They go to the Bat Cave.
They sure
He's
do.
gonna give him bat milk and cookies. I remember that quote.
And they look tasty.
And I remember they put blindfolds on the gang so that they can't see where the Bat Cave is, but they're in the back of the van anyway.
No.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I still don't know why Batman drives the van instead of taking them to the Batmobile, but who am I? Who am I?
Because they needed the mystery machine in the.
I do still want to get a van and paint it like the Mystery
Oh,
Machine.
absolutely.
I'm very between if I get that type of van, painting like the Mystery Machine, or painting it like the Bill and Ted Wild Stallions van. I'm between those two because I do love Bill and Ted.
That's a tough choice.
There were a lot of people in Scooby Doo. There have been a lot of cameos.
I mean, it's been around for a long.
I
time.
just don't know if I like that none of them are playing fictional characters. They're just their real life people.
Yeah.
Like
They're just.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
The bad one with Daphne, Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy. They recently released a finishing movie.
Oh.
The Final Ghost.
The Final Ghost.
Yeah. The 13th Ghost.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it, but I want to.
Okay, actually, how many straight to DVD movies were there? I only know the one where they're in the high school and there's like there's like an abandoned mine under the like gymnasium or something.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've seen, and it was not good.
It was not good. And
it was amusing, but not good.
Yeah.
I remember it had Haley Kiyoko in it, which was interesting. She was Velma, which I didn't realize until recently.
And yeah, that was weird. But no, so they did that one, and then they did a sequel to that one, in which they go to a like golf course, like country club thing.
Of course, yeah, sure.
And they're like working there for the summer. Because like Daphne's family or something.
Daphne's family's like rich or something. Or is it Fred's family that's rich? I think it's Daphne.
They're both rich.
They're both rich.
Well, it
yeah.
depends.
It depends on which series. That's right. Sometimes the van belongs to like a different person in every series.
Yeah. In that one, it belongs to.
In that one, it's Daphne's. Yeah.
Yeah. But Shaggy drives it because he failed a year, so he's older than all of them.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Fred's definitely supposed to be the oldest, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, in
yeah.
Anyways, and so they go. In this one, there's actually real magic.
Oh.
Yeah. So essentially, the plot is there's this like angry witch. I
Yeah,
guess.
of course. Why not?
Like the sea hag.
The sea hag.
Yeah,
just throw her in there.
Because I think it might be a lake. I don't remember. There's a body of water.
Ocean, lake, whatever.
It doesn't change.
Just call it the Great Lakes and split the difference.
Yeah, essentially. And so there's a subplot of Shaggy having a thing for Velma.
I thought there's gonna be a plot of Shaggy being a magician.
I wish.
I want Shaggy to be a warlock.
He should be. But no, he's into Velma, and Velma is super not into it.
Okay.
And I don't.
Sorry, I was just thinking about Shaggy being a warlock, and I realized that Scooby would be his.
He's familiar.
Yeah, and he would draw power from Scooby's like elder god father or
would.
whatever.
Yeah, that would be his.
Shaggy would be a warlock.
Shaggy would be a warlock.
He doesn't feel like he should be, but he'd be a warlock.
He'd be a Pact of the Chain warlock.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Soul to soul.
Fred's a bard. Do we agree Fred's a bard?
Fred's a bard. Daphne.
I don't know what Daphne
I would
is.
say she's a ranger in her more useful versions.
Yeah, and I'd say Velma's a sorcerer.
She's
No,
a wizard.
maybe a wizard.
Because
Wizards are
intelligence.
scholarly. Yeah, sorcerers are just innate.
Yep. And Scooby's a
familiar.
Scooby's a fey being.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Scrappy's an imp.
Scrappy's an imp.
He's a little imp boy. He's a demon.
He's
Scrappy's from the Underdark.
No, he's from the Nine Hells.
I don't like that anymore.
Or the Abyss. I don't know.
I don't think he's from the Abyss.
The Infinite Layers of the Abyss.
He's not. No, he shouldn't. He's not that powerful.
Well, I mean, anyways,
anyway. Yeah,
but no. So essentially, what happens is, I believe, Velma gets turned into
a demon.
The monster, like the lake monster. Like she is the lake, like she's like transforming.
Oh no!
And then there's this essentially final confrontation in the cave in which Shaggy sings a song.
Is it good?
No!
Is it in the Shaggy voice?
It's in the Shaggy voice.
Oh yeah!
And it transforms her back, and then they all agree to be just friends.
Okay.
And that's the movie.
Is Fred in that movie?
Fred's in that movie.
What does he do?
He's there.
He's just there?
There's this great...
He doesn't even drive the van? Does he?
No, okay,
this is important. Does he tell them to split up, gang?
He does.
Okay.
They do split up.
We're good. Okay.
Well, okay, so there's he does drive the van, but only at the very beginning.
Okay.
The whole place, they drive to this place, and then that's it.
All right.
So the one thing, my favorite part about that movie is during one of the split up gang chase scenes. There is a beautiful moment. And so you know their outfits are all different.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So,
you mean different than usual?
Yeah, different than usual.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But no, but there is a great scene in which they
come out in original outfits.
No, they hide behind mannequins with the original outfits.
Oh, I see.
And then they go, "Who would ever wear these things?" Yeah, they're dumb. This is Daphne and Fred. And like it was a beautiful.
Oh, that reminds me of the movies where they meet like their different version selves. I can't remember which one that is.
Oh, that's the
is it the Cyber Chase?
That's the Cyber Chase because they meet their cyber selves.
Scooby and the Cyber. Is it called the Cyber Chase?
Cyber Chase. Yeah.
That makes me think of the show Cyber Chase.
It does, but I believe
which was
Scooby
pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Had the hacker.
It had the hacker.
And what was his name? Just called Buzz and Delete.
And they were like robots, but not.
There was Gilbert Gottfried, and he was Digit. There was Mother Brain, who was an awful character. She looked horrible, bad 90s CGI.
Yeah.
Or was it early 2000s? It might have been early 2000s.
It was early 2000s.
And I can't remember the kid's name. I think one was Matt. There's a lot of Matts.
It was Matt. The dude was Matt.
And I can't remember the black girl or the smart one.
Yeah.
I think there's only 3.
Yeah, there was only 3.
Then I remember there was like season finales where they like went into Mother Brain's core, and that was weird. And then the hacker wasn't evil sometimes. I don't know. Who voiced the hacker? It was somebody famous. It was somebody famous.
I loved honestly.
The hacker to you. Was it? Oh, it was isn't it the guy who's I can't think of him. Doc Brown and that guy in the Page Master?
Maybe. That sounds I don't know.
We should end it soon, but we're talking about cartoons.
Should.
It was Christopher Lloyd. I was right.
Yes.
I'm sorry, he's a first name. Heronius Hacker.
Heronius Hacker. What? I thought his name was just Hacker.
I thought his first name was The.
I loved his ship. You wanna know why I loved his ship?
Why?
Because it reminded me of my mom's van.
Did you like his chin?
I loved his chin. Extended. Oh yeah, the extended Scooby-Doo multiverse is crazy.
Yeah, it's too much.
I like the episode where they go to Fort Knox.
Yeah,
That's a good episode.
I haven't seen it, but do you like the episode where they canonically meet the Supernatural gang? They meet Dean and Sam and who's the other one? Castiel.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but
and they prove demons are real to them, and Shaggy freaks out, man. Yeah. That's also canon Scooby-Doo lore. There's Scooby-Doo's been going on. I'm not going to say too long because I don't want it to end. I want it to continue. That should be something like every kid gets. Kid. Except the new series looks really bad. I haven't seen it. I've only seen pictures.
I've seen clips.
Like I keep thinking it's not real, and just the art style's so bad.
The art style's bad, but
it looks like Family Guy. It's horrible.
I've seen some clips and read some reviews.
It might be okay, but the art style's horrible.
The acting and like the plot lines and some of the jokes aren't bad, but it looks awful.
It looks atrocious.
Visually,
it looks like
terrible.
I've never seen Family Guy, but from what I know of Family Guy, like the screenshots, it looks like when they try to emulate another show, but they don't change the art style. Yeah. It looks bad.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. But
yeah, there's a lot to talk about with Scooby-Doo. We should probably
we could talk about Scooby-Doo literally.
That could be the podcast.
We could literally do a whole podcast.
We could
cartoons and it'd just be Scooby-Doo.
That's true. We could start another one. Anyway, right after this one, we just transition and just change the logo. Just get this out of here. Just time for Scooby.
Time for Scooby-Doo.
All right. Yeah. That was probably enough. We ended 10 minutes early, and then we talked about Scooby-Doo for 25 minutes. And we still have to say before watching, so, you're interested.
To be fair, we did spend, like, a whole day of middle school remembering the entire gang's name.
Fred Jones,
Frederick Jones,
Daphne Blake, Velma Dinkley, Norval Roberts, Scoobert Dew. Rogers? Did I say Roberts?
You said Roberts.
Sorry. Scoobert Dew. Yeah. And we tried to name all the Magic School Bus kids and we couldn't do it.
No. There's Carlos.
There's Arnold, there's
Phoebe.
There's this never happened at her old school.
Nothing ever.
I can't remember the I can't remember the girl who always says the thing. The black one?
Yeah.
I can't even remember what she says now. I remember she has a thing she says.
She has a catchphrase. I don't know.
No, and there's one more kid, isn't there? Who's the smart boy? There's not Carlos. There's Carlos.
There's also Ralph.
Ralph. That's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking the black guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name either. Tim.
Yeah. And then Ralph's the kid with the hat.
Yeah, Ralph. He has a hat. He makes bad jokes.
Oh
no, Carlos makes bad jokes.
Carlos makes bad jokes. Carlos
makes the bad one. Is Ralph the gross one? I don't remember.
Yeah, Ralph's like the gross, like
Miss Frizzle and Lizzie.
Dummy one. Yeah, I love Miss.
Was it Liz or Lizzie?
It's
Liz.
It's Liz.
Okay.
Liz the lizard.
Liz is short for lizard.
Yep.
Or Lizzie.
I think it's short for lizard.
I hope it's short for lizard.
I'm 100% sure it's short for lizard.
Maybe it's short lizard, and then shorten it to Liz, and I'll think it's Elizabeth, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's lizard.
Indeed.
All right. Well.
Okay. Well. I think we're done here.
Statistically, at least 3/4 of that was GURPS.
Yeah.
So,
most of it. We started without GURPS and we ended without GURPS. But
we had a good middle ground. Kind of like an Oreo.
Yeah. A chameleon.
That's true. Oh, was she a chameleon?
She was, because she changed colors.
Oh yeah, she did. Remember I was gonna say remember the computer games, but that'll be another time. The computer games were good though. Yeah. As always, thank you for joining us. This has been Roll Out of Bed. I was your game master Nev.
And I was your player Ian.
And just a reminder, we might be changing times. If we do, I will post it in the discussion section on the YouTube channel for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, because that's the only way I know so far how to make announcements. We'll keep you posted. It'll definitely still be on Friday. Might just be at a different time, earlier or later. Might not be, but we'll find out.
We'll see.
As always, thank you, and we'll see you next week. Check our social media things for updates. Yeah, tell your friends. We love all the audience we can get.
Yep.
Thank you.
Share, comment.
See ya.